2001. Gallen also the youngest NL starting pitcher since Matt Harvey in 2013. Tonight, the Mercury will battle the Aces in Las Vegas. NBA Commissioner
Hey, Jimmy, can you hear me?
Once the current media rights deal is up in 2025, the league will look to expand from 30 to 32 teams. Among the cities at the top of the list are reportedly Las Vegas and Seattle.
I just want to double check what open you want here. So I'm going to do the normal Roc and Manuch Jimmy B open. And when you say let's go, you want the El Bandito one?
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our
Yes, okay, cool. Thank you.
That's
bonus.
Enter it now. FoxSports910.com.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Tuesday, look for another hot, dry day out there. Temperatures getting up to about 110 degrees today.
By the way, Jax, I won more money on Ryan's MLS pick over the weekend.
Temperatures dipping down into those low 90s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by New Vision Auto Glass.
Tired of looking through a windshield with a crack or chip in it?
Get it replaced with New Vision Auto Glass. Qualifying customers can get up to $250 cash back and a free dinner at Rodizio Grill.
New Vision Auto Glass.
Sure, I should be back right on the show in a couple of weeks when I'm on vacation. I'm still your favorite, though.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox 910.
Hey, everybody, we say good afternoon to you as we broadcast live today from, the Barrio Queen, and it is a Taco Tuesday. We are located at the Desert Ridge location for the Barrio Queen, and it is also an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. And we welcome you in, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Jax is here today, Richie back in the studio. Jax, you excited? I always have a great time when I show up at a Barrio
Tequila!
Oh,
no, it's always great doing this with you, Jimmy, here at Barrio Queen. It's hot. It's humid. For those watching the stream, I'm sweating right now, but I would not want to be sweating next to anyone else but you.
Oh, my
Even
God.
though it sounds weird.
Yes, can you just scratch that from the program, please? Erase that as quickly as possible. All right, Richie, let's go.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, everybody, we're at the Desert Ridge location. That's where you can find us. They got a great lunch crowd already here, enjoying some beverages and great food as always. So tonight, it is the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Zach Gallen for the D-backs will start on the mound. You will also have Corbin Carroll in the outfield as well. Also, Lourdes Gurriel and Perdomo are on the team, but Jax, I hope they get in the game.
100%, yeah. I feel like when you get the honors of being an all-star game, they usually try to rotate some guys.
They do.
I know there's some guys banged up like Corbin Carroll. His minutes will probably be shrunk, but I mean, it's an all-star game. It's a celebration of these guys' hard work. This could be my first ever MLB all-star game I'll actually watch.
Wow.
Never actually watched one before. But what I've been hearing from you, Roc and Manuch, is the best all-star game out of all the pro sports.
Yeah, there's no question about it. The NFL game has gone away because it got so bad. The hockey and the NBA, they're just playing for having a lot of fun, and it is totally an exhibition. But at least here in baseball, the pitchers, they don't want to give up a big home run to a hitter, so they're still going to bring the heat, and they don't want to get shown up on national television in an all-star game. So it is competitive from that standpoint, but let's be fair here. It is an exhibition game.
And let me tell you, Jimmy, watching the home run derby last night, obviously we saw balls flying left and right. But talk about the atmosphere there in Seattle.
Yep.
They brought it. You saw a bunch of Mariners fans and Julio Rodriguez, which we'll get to the sound next segment, 41 home runs in that first round. But That's Seattle. I mean, they're a baseball town. They love their baseball there, especially the Mariners have been turning around. But I was impressed by the venue and no rain yesterday.
Correct.
God.
Yeah, they had the roof open.
Yeah.
And the roof is supposed to be open tonight as well. I checked the forecast. It is supposed to be partly sunny and about 75 degrees. So from that standpoint, that'll make for a beautiful setting in my hometown of Seattle, Washington. A couple of other quick headlines that we will get to. The Suns played last night, continuing in the Las Vegas Summer League, and Tomani Camara scored 11 points. The Suns won the game 73-70. The Suns will play the New Orleans Pelicans Summer League team tonight. I've turned it on every once in a while just to take a look at, the draft choices, that sort of thing. I don't care who wins or loses, obviously, but it's one of those things where you have interest in certain players. Now, a couple of things we can tell you, and I'll just use the nickname already. Wemby is not going to play anymore. After he went for 27 points and 15 rebounds and 3 blocks, the San Antonio Spurs shut him down.
Yeah, he showed his worth. You could tell between the first game. I felt like even offensively for the Spurs, they didn't really set him up well. They kind of went ISO ball in the first one. The second one, more pick and rolls, try to get him open. And, man, I mean, just a hell of a talent. 27 points. Yep, that's all you needed to do. You can sit out the rest of the Summer League. You probably felt all the pressure. Obviously, Las Vegas, that being just a hectic city itself to be into. And then you got Britney Spears and all that jazz. But back to the Suns, I'm impressed by this Camara kid. I mean, he's a second-round talent out of Dayton. I mean, him and Jordan Goodwin are the two guys that Suns fans were looking towards because this roster is pretty much full. Besides one, pending Bol, which you will eventually talk about that because you're a big Bol guy. But, I mean, last night I was impressed. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. But, I mean, defensively, he stretched the floor, had a ton of shooting on the outside, and that's what they need is a guy that's a 3-and-D. He's a rookie. He's going to show a ton of effort, and he's going to show a lot of speed. And defensively, I thought he played really well last night.
Okay, quickly then to what took place last night. Home run derby, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. And Vladimir Guerrero, which now Guerrero Jr. and his dad are now the first father-son combination to ever win the home run derby. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And you got to mention, because it's Roc's show, Roc did predict Guerrero Jr., unfortunately, yesterday. But I mean, it's a cool element, too, when they add the bonuses. They're 30 seconds if you get it past a certain yardage or certain feet or whatever. But I wanted Julio Rodriguez. That first round, 41, I felt confident. The second round, he just kind of got tired, kind of forced the ball out there, and you could tell those 3 minutes, it goes by pretty slow, especially with the amount of pitches he had yesterday.
Well, that's the thing I wanted to get into. I enjoyed the Derby, but I got confused all the time. Now, look, when you're 93 like me, you get confused easily. So what I had problems with is that they were swinging at a pitch about every 3 or 4 seconds. So the guy hits a bomb, and you're trying to watch it, and he swung twice before the ball lands in the stands. So I didn't care for that. I guess it's kind of just one of those things where I like to follow the ball because I want to see how fans try to catch it in the stands. You never really got a chance to see that well because it was going by so fast.
Yeah, usually, isn't it when the home run ball lands that they throw the pitch?
They made some changes to speed everything
and
up.
For Julio Rodriguez yesterday, if he took his time a little more, I think he gets more than 20 home runs. That last, I believe, minute, I think he had 20 hits, and I bet he had like 3 home runs.
Yeah, he was
so
gassed.
If he slowed it down a little bit, he could have got some more runs. But like you mentioned, the atmosphere was crazy. It was cool to see at least he had a good round in front of the Seattle crowd.
I can tell you this, the 41, my guy was Pete Alonso.
Yeah, that's tough to go second after that one.
After that.
Oh, my gosh.
He cranked out 21, and it wasn't even close. If you would have told me that Pete Alonso, I'll give you Pete Alonso and 19, you would take that bet in a heartbeat. You would have lost
100%
on that because of Rodriguez hitting 41 in the first round. I mean, it was absolutely nuts.
And we talked from Casey to the sportsbook yesterday, and he talked about how most people were coming in going for the over. For total runs, 276.5. Jimmy, 279 last night.
Wow.
So if you bet your mortgage on that, you were sweating last night.
Yeah, you were.
You were sweating till the last bat. But, I mean, we'll get into it in the next segment too. But is it Rutschman's his last name?
Yes.
Him and his dad batting both left-handed and right-handed. I mean, Jimmy, talk about the talent on that kid.
I found that to be great, and I wish you won't know who this player is, but Eddie Murray is the greatest switch hitter of all time, even better than Mantle, because Mantle, his knees went bad on him in a hurry. But Eddie Murray, if you would have seen Eddie Murray play when he played for the Baltimore Orioles,
same team,
long tall, yeah, they are long ball left-handed, long ball right-handed, and he's a player that would hit a home run left-handed and change pitchers, and he did a home run right-handed. If they had the home run derby there and he was able to do what took place last night, everybody just would have gone crazy. And there was no social media, of course, so that would have been headlined in every newspaper and on every television show.
And kudos to Adley. I mean, if he plays any other opponent besides Robert, he did 27 a first round. Is unbelievable. Yeah. We got Mookie Betts 11. He wasn't really confident into it to begin with.
No, he said it. He said before, and I said this on the show yesterday.
Good thing you mentioned it.
I did. Man, Mookie came out and said, I don't think I'm going to do very well. There's some big long ball hitters.
Have some
here.
Competitiveness. Have some juice. Have some want to win. Let's go. But yeah, an unreal atmosphere. I'm excited to see the All-Star game tonight. It should be rocking over there in Seattle.
Bally's Sports, Jody Jackson is going to join us at about 1:30, and we'll get into everything about the All-Star game and about the players for the Snakes that will participate in the All-Star game, and then we'll dive into how she thinks it's going to play out in the second half of the season as well. So one of the things that I wanted to bring to people's attention today is this Northwestern scandal. We're going to have a guest on at 2:30 who has covered the Big Ten for maybe 20 to 30 years, and he is totally dialed in to the Big Ten, worked in Chicago for a while, covered Northwestern, and Ken Silverstein will be our guest at that time. And this thing has really blown up and way out of proportion. It is crazy now.
Yeah, and Fitzgerald came out with a statement that we'll read throughout the show as well, saying that this kind of threw him off for a loop. I mean, the 2-week agreement, he said, with him and the president, they take the 2-week suspension, boom, he gets fired. Whether he knew what happened or not, it stinks because, I mean, before this happened, great guy. Seemed like a great guy. Seemed like a guy that changed the program at Northwestern. But since this happened, I mean, he's the leader. He's the guy he's the guy that has the name on this organization, on this program. So it sucks that he lost his job. But again, there's a lot that we don't know. It's been a 6-month investigation.
It has been.
Which is kind of fishy that it's been 6 months and they still kind of, they know, but they don't know.
The story was broken by the campus newspaper. So the kids in journalism at Northwestern doing yeoman's work. That's why you still need good journalists. You have to have good journalists. And obviously, these kids who put this story together and worked it as well as they possibly could and broke this scandal wide open. So I'm really impressed with that. So we're going to get into that as well. We are indeed broadcasting from the Barrio Queen here in Desert Ridge. It is indeed Taco Tuesday and also an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. And by the way, the headlines that we just gave you are all powered by the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. And it is your home for Major League Baseball, International and MLS soccer, and UFC fights and boxing as well. Big fight coming up. Tyson Fury is going to be back in the ring for the heavyweight title. We'll update you on that in a little bit. You can watch all of that at Casino Arizona at the CAZ Sports Bar, and you can do your wagering at the CAZ Sports Book. It's a great place to go, hang out. They always have food and drink specials, and as I mentioned before, your wagering is right there. The CAZ Sports Bar, It is the new home of the Roc and Manuch Lager, and it's brewed by Huss Brewing in Tempe. So check it out for yourself. 101 and McKillop's in Casino, Arizona. All right, when we come back, it's our Valley Chevy Dealers Sounds of the Night. It is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Jack's filling in today on Fox Sports 910.
Tune in Monday, from 1 to 4, as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hey sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
A homeowner just like you
decides
to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Roc and Manuch, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Research shows people ignore radio ads. While I want you to remember that Liberty Mutual customizes and saves you hundreds on home insurance, I know no one's listening, so I can say anything. I can even tell Jenny that I never stop thinking about us. Sometimes I almost call, but I only truly feel safe revealing this in the privacy of my nationally broadcast radio ad.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now live to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Hey everybody, welcome back in. We're broadcasting Desert Ridge, Barrio Queen, and they got a great crowd for lunch here today. They have drink specials, food specials. It is indeed Taco Tuesday here at the Barrio Queen. Our next segment is the Sounds of the Night. It's all presented by your Valley Chevy dealers and the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive. Summer is here, and so are the Chevy offers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV, or certified pre-owned vehicles today. It's hot here. We all know that. So are the deals at your Valley Chevy dealers. Just go to your valleychevydealers.com. All right, so we're going to start with some of the things that took place last night at the home run derby as we welcome you back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Jax is here, and we talked a little bit about Julio Rodriguez, Seattle Mariners, and the place was jumping, as Jack referenced, and this was the guy who was out of the box first, and all he did was put up 41 dingers in the first round. This is what it sounded like on ESPN.
Quick, and he won't do it. He'll stop at 41.
It was absolutely incredible. It was just one after the other flying out of the yard.
Yeah, he's a talent, special guy. Had a great season, obviously the rookie of the year last year. But I mean, the Seattle crowd, you could tell people were starting to stand up when he was at 20. There was 2 minutes left. And then about the last minute, I think he was 10 for 10. And the bat flip, the emotion on his face. And if you're Pete Alonso, I'm cooked. Yeah, Pete Alonso, if you didn't get 15 in the first minute, it was over for him. But
Exactly. It really was. This was very, very cool where you had Adley Rutschman switch each side of the plate. That's right. He switch hits. And, well, I'll let it go run here for you right now. Once again, thank you to ESPN.
And how about this?
No way.
Adley Rutschman will go from the right side. He just blasted 21. The switch hitter turns around.
Starts showing off.
First one goes.
Starts showing off. Que clase Lucio.
Adley Rutschman knew something, boys.
He should get double points for this.
Is he 6 for 6?
Oh my goodness. That one did not go.
Rutschman.
That was so much fun to watch when he was hitting him out from the left side and then jumped over to the right side and then hit like 6 or 7 in a row out.
Jimmy, it was fun watching it, but listening to that clip just now, you could kind of tell, gone, that's gone.
Yeah,
that's gone.
It's too fast.
So is he normally on the right side and he just flipped just to show off?
No, he's a switch hitter.
He's a switch hitter.
Yeah.
Wow, what a talent. And what's crazy, too, I got to mention this, a guy that didn't get a whole lot of attention before, and he does that, and he gets attention on Twitter. When you get attention on Twitter and social media, people dig into your family and your friends, all that kind of stuff like that. His sister got a lot of attention last night. Let's just say that. He's got a.
You want to explain why?
He's got a very, very attractive family. Josie, if you're watching this, hey, hit my line. But it seems like with Zach Wilson a couple years ago,
if you have time,
100%. But it's like, yep, you got a lot of attention last night, a lot of publicity. So did your family.
Unbelievable how that played out at the Home Run Derby. And like I said, it really was a lot of fun. All right, a couple of homers more coming up right here. And the fans beginning to complain a little bit on the lack of ability to keep up. Once again, ESPN.
Little second win for Randy Arozarena. There's a smash to left center field. We got underneath that one.
The thing is, he knows that Adolis Garcia is going to hit a lot of home runs. So pressure is on big time for Arozarena.
Well, that is smoke. That may be the longest one he's hit yet. That is, yep.
So you get an idea how fast they were going. And thank you again to ESPN. So Arozarena is knocking them out like every 3 seconds, every 4 seconds. It's too quick. And as I stated at the top of the show, I always enjoyed the Home Run Derby, but I want to have a moment to follow the ball into the stands. I don't want the guy swinging every 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, and if they went back to the old rule, you'd probably see around 200 home runs still. Probably, I would say like a 70 to 100 home run difference. But it was tough to watch from TV.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being there in the fans. I mean, imagine, being in the outfield and you hear it, you can't find the ball, boom, it's right in front of you.
Well,
you
one of the kids got hit in the face.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
115 miles per hour. His hand was a little misjudged it there. But, yeah, I agree with you 100%. If you're not behind the plate or if you're – it's just tough to watch.
Hey, Richie, you told me something before the show began. You talked about switching over to ESPN2. Explain to everybody you like that better.
Yeah, I got sick of watching the main ESPN telecast, so I switched over to their StatCast on ESPN2, and the way they did it was a lot easier to pay attention to and to watch. They kept one camera behind the hitter pretty much the entire time on one side of the screen, and then the other side of the screen, instead of keeping track of the flight path of the ball, by a different camera. All they did was they showed tracking numbers. So they just showed the track of the ball and showed you the exit velocity of the ball and also the arc of the ball as well. And it was a lot easier to pay attention to. It was a lot more fun to watch, in my opinion.
Richie can attest to this. I always feel like ESPN's alternate broadcasts are better than their normal broadcasts.
Sometimes. I'm not going to say all the time.
Exactly.
But
like college football is way better.
If I would have known that, I would have jumped over to the ESPN2 as well and checked that out.
I'm surprised you got the TV on. You know how to get the TV on there,
Just
Jimmy.
barely. Just barely. I plugged it in. That's about all I'm good for. Back to what happened last night. All right. Vlad Guerrero Jr., his dad won the home run derby many years ago, and Jr. was there to see it on the field. Last night, Jr. is winning the home run derby. Thank you to ESPN.
Haven't gone. Don't panic. Here it comes. Oh, he's done. Exit stage right. Ball gone. That's a walk-off.
There you go. He walks it off just like that. Vlad Guerrero is the winner. And you're right. Rock indeed had picked Vlad Guerrero in the sequence yesterday.
It was cool to see. You could tell he wanted to win it because his dad won it. He tried in 2019 and lost to Pete Alonso there.
Right.
Now, 16 years later, he wins the first father-son duo to win the home run derby. How about that?
That was really fun. That was impressive. All right. Also going on today, the PGA Tour executives, they're trying to defend the company's planned merger with the Saudi Arabia-backed Live Golf. And there was some serious conversations going on in the Senate subcommittee. PGA Tour COO Ron Price said the agreement was made to protect the PGA. And he argued ongoing litigation with Live Golf was undermining the growth of the sport of golf and threatening the PGA's very survival. In other words, the Saudis have so much money that the PGA, they couldn't afford to continue to pay their attorneys. And so he said the merger would maintain the PGA Tour's structure and end divisive litigation battles. The merger was announced last month, and it did spark monstrous backlash due to the Saudis' human rights record. The DOJ, by the way, is investigating that agreement. Here are a couple of statements from Price. Listen to this.
We believe we've done everything we could possibly do to defend what we stand for. It was very clear to us that the dispute was undermining growth of our sport and was threatening the very survival of the PGA Tour. We pursued a peace that would not only end the divisive litigation battles, but would also maintain the PGA Tour structure.
So I watched this, what would you call it, Senate?
Yeah, it's a Senate hearing.
Senate hearing. It was 3 hours. I didn't watch the full 3 hours.
Right,
I watched the last hour or so. You could tell the PGA Tour was scared. They're feared that this rivalry, when it keeps going on, that they fear
they're going to run
that
out of
they
money.
run out of money. So perspective, the PGA Tour has $1.6 billion. The Live Tour has $600 billion.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long they could have went with the PGA Tour. But my biggest thing here, I understand why they merged with the money and stuff like that.
I get that.
And the pros to this is obviously the bigger purses and more international tournaments. But the thing I didn't like about the PGA Tour and what Price was saying is how they didn't go to the players first.
Yes.
And another thing coming out about Rory and Tiger, like you mentioned before the show, is the plan that the Live Golf wants to propose is Tiger Woods and Rory to own their own Live Golf teams. The top two guys that were against Live Golf completely.
That's correct. And you can bet that that's not going to happen. I can tell you, knowing those two guys and the way they felt about Live Golf, it is not going to happen.
What's going to be interesting is Monahan. He's supposed to come back to work on July 17th. He'll speak, as well as, I don't know, Greg Norman's going to talk about this. And then the main guy, Yasir, the Saudi Arabian that has all this money that started Live Golf, is supposed to talk in the coming days.
There you go. That is indeed our summer drive for your Valley Chevy dealers and the sounds of the night. Just go to your valleychevydealers.com and find new cars, trucks, crossovers, or SUVs and certified pre-owned vehicles today. Great deals. I know it's hot outside, but your Valley Chevy dealers have hot deals just for you. It's valleychevydealers.com. All right, coming up, Diamondbacks have lost 6 of their last 10 before the All-Star break. Jody Jackson from Valley Sports, who's covered the team for many seasons, is going to be our guest. We're going to discuss Zach Gallen and how he approaches tonight's starting pitching performance in the All-Star game. Also, Corbin Carroll and some of the other players that will be in the All-Star game. It's coming your way next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B and Jax, Fox Sports 910.
What's trending? Fox Sports 910, Phoenix.
Major League Baseball All-Star Game has been a decidedly one-way affair of late. The American League holds a 9-game winning streak, and in fact, they've lost only 3 times to the National League since 1997. Today, Zach Gallen of the Diamondbacks will start for the NL with Corbin Carroll batting 8th in left field. Also on hand in Seattle, Geraldo Perdomo and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. At Wimbledon, Novak Djokovic is into the semifinals for the 5th straight year as he beat Andrei Rublev in 4 sets. Meanwhile, women's number 1 Iga Swiatek was ousted by Alina Svitolina. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Did you know that the Hartford sells small business insurance? Now you do. For over 30 years, they have been helping to protect small businesses just like yours. To learn more, find an independent agent, or get a quote, visit thehartford.com/small business.
Jody's ready?
Hartford.com/small business. The Hartford is the Hartford Financial Services Group, Inc. and its property and casualty subsidiaries, including issuing company Hartford Fire Insurance Company. Its headquarters is in Hartford, Connecticut.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
The brilliant EQE SUV from Mercedes-Benz, available with digital light technology. So smart, even the headlamps are thinking. The vehicle's all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQE-SUV.
Jody's on hold. You're live.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We are hanging out and having a great time here at the Barrio Queen in Desert Ridge. It is Taco Tuesday. Also, it is El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Coming up in the second hour, Jim Bob Morris, the COO, is going to be our guest, and we will do our contest with Jim Bob. It's always a lot of fun, and can't wait. All right. So now it is the All-Star game this evening. So Jody is joining us right now. Jody Jackson, Valley Sports, and we always appreciate it when she takes some time with us. And now you have a Diamondback starting pitcher and a Diamondback starting in the outfield. Jody, it's Jimmy B and Jax. How are you today, girl?
I'm good, Jimmy B. Jax, good to be with you. I know it sounds like you guys are having fun out at Barrio Queen with the tequila. And why not celebrate? You know, I mean, I always watch the All-Star game, but it's kind of like I don't really sit down for first pitch. I don't really, but this year's different. This year's exciting. It's going to be fun to see all of our local guys here, our Diamondbacks, being a part of it.
I'm with you 100%. It is the best all-star game of all of the major sports. That still is the case. I'm just curious, what's your thoughts on Zach Gallen, and if you had a chance to talk to him before he left for Seattle, and what his mindset might be for tonight?
I did, and, he kind of knew he was going to start. He kept it under wraps. He talked about that, I noticed yesterday at the press conference that they had. at the field, and he was pretty low key, but you could tell how excited he is. He's kind of had that chip on his shoulder. You guys know he didn't like the fact that he was fifth in the Cy Young voting. He thought he should have been higher. He thought he should have been an All-Star last year, and so he's very grateful. He's humbled by it, and yet he's certainly thankful to finally be here. I think he felt a little bit overlooked, I think, and that maybe works in his favor. He's happy to fly under the radar, but he was most concerned, guys, with kind of what he was going to wear on the red carpet. His mom, I've gotten to know his mom over the years. She's a really cool lady. They're from the same part of, the country that my parents grew up in, South Jersey. And, his mom and his girlfriend, Elise, they were shopping, I guess, helping him shop for the outfit to wear on the red carpet. So that's a big thing. I guess I'll have to look out for that, too. I don't know when that happens exactly. It might be happening now, for all I know. It starts so early, right?
Yeah, I think he's wearing Gucci. Gucci blue. Yeah, I saw the Gucci he was wearing there. But, Jody, I want to go back to last week with the whole thing going on with Corbin Carroll's shoulder. Just kind of take me back to, in the moment, what were you thinking of? And then that next day to see him out there playing. And then what's the latest status on his shoulder for Corbin Carroll?
Well, we were all scared to death. I mean, we thought he was really injured, the way that he was holding the arm. And you're thinking so many things. Right now, the first thing you think is that's going to be a huge hole for the D-backs. And then you think about him and just his personal journey, like, is he going to be able to go to this All-Star game now in his hometown? And so, I mean, thankfully everything's okay. And I think what we learned is just, Torey Lovello said it a couple times, he's so in tune with his body, he knows exactly when something doesn't feel right. And it scared him, but apparently it's structurally fine. It was likened to a stinger, I guess, where you kind of feel that kind of doesn't sound great when you talk about the ball of the shoulder hitting a nerve or whatever. But, I mean, he's dealing with it. He was back in there all, the whole weekend against the Pirates. Didn't miss a beat. He did, as you guys saw, he bunted a few times or squared the bunt. But, I think he seems to be just fine. And thankfully for the team and for himself personally, and the latest on it is, I guess it's good to go. I mean, we'll see what happens. He's batting eighth today, guys. I'm not sure how that'll work out, if he'll get an at-bat or not, or what he'll do. But, hopefully it is still a little bit of rest, at least from swinging. So, if he needs a little rest, which I guess he doesn't really need anything different than what he would normally do, but you still feel like, hey, it's the All-Star break. Everybody gets a little break. So hopefully he'll do that and come back really strong. They have a big road trip coming off the backside here. So it's hopefully he's ready to go.
I'm with you on that. And yes, you're absolutely right about the big road trip coming up. They will start in the Great White North in Toronto against a team in the Blue Jays that is playing solid baseball, but they just happen to be in the American League East, and everybody is over 500 in that division. So it'll be a big series for the home team as well. So my question is, Jody, if indeed the Snakes continue to battle and they hang around the top or second spot in the National League West, what are they going to do then at the trading deadline? Are they going to be buyers in your estimation?
I think they'll be buyers. You're right. I mean, everything does depend on what they do these next couple of weeks. And so you hope that they just play loose, go out and do their thing. I mean, I think if they feel pressure, that's not going to be a good thing for them, the way, they thrive on just going out and playing loose. So hopefully that happens. I think they will be buyers, assuming that goes well. And, I think the biggest problem is that there are a lot of buyers, right? A lot of teams that are surprises and a lot of teams hanging around 500, and you can look at, I think, the biggest names we've heard of for pitching. I think pitching is the focus, and because I think this offense is multi-layered now. They don't go quiet for too long. They have been a little quiet over the last week, but that's not really, what they've done all season. So you don't really bank on that continuing, and you think they can score with small ball and with the running and stealing bases. They could score with homers here and there. So they've got that in pretty good shape. I think it's another starting pitcher. I think it's some bullpen help. Of course, if you could get, I don't know if they need two starting pitchers. It depends on how these guys are going to perform. Ryan Nelson took a couple steps forward only to take a step back. So, that happens. He's young. I think they would love to have seen Brandon Pfaadt come up and be pretty good at this level, but he's struggled, so he's back in Reno. So the names you hear are Marcus Stroman of the Cubs, who I've heard he doesn't want to be traded, but, he's having a great season, and the Cubs don't really look like one of those teams that's going to be in it. You hear about the couple of White Sox pitchers and Cease and Giolito. I guess it depends on what you can offer. There's going to be a lot of teams offering. Those are a couple names. I'm sure there's a lot, there's obviously a lot more that maybe aren't as high profile. Stroman's ERA is it's really good. I mean, he's going to, he's a guy that's going to be a free agent, and yet he's going to cost a lot. So it's just going to be interesting to see. I put my faith in Mike Hazen. He's done a pretty nice job over the years when he needed to add some pieces. I mean, most notably JD Martinez, but I'm not sure he could ever top that. That was really pushing the right button there. But I'm sure he can add some depth in the pitching ranks. It's just going to be a matter of who they can get.
Jody Jackson is our guest, Bally Sports post game host for the D-backs.
She does it all.
She does it all.
Yep.
She's a legend and
sells popcorn.
Exactly. My question to you, Jody, the other injury on the block is about Merrill Kelly. He's had a great season so far. What's the latest on him? As the latest update I'm reading right now, he threw a 45-pitch bullpen, I believe, last Thursday. What can you tell us the latest on Merrill Kelly?
Yeah, there was another update right before the break, a 65-pitch sim game. Ooh. I don't know how that turned out, but that was on Sunday, I believe. So I didn't get an update. Everyone kind of scurried out of there. Everyone kind of has a knack of doing that on All-Star break Sunday right before. So I didn't get the word on that, but I'm assuming it went well. And, it sounds serious, a blood clot, but yet it has happened last year in Kennedy with the travel these guys have, and they kept, amazingly, the doctors are able to catch that. So, but even though it sounds quite serious, it's actually something that resolves quicker than most injuries, right? So he should be good to go, and it's just a matter of will it be Toronto, Atlanta, or Cincinnati where he comes back. I don't really know. For some reason, I feel like it might not be Toronto, but Atlanta strikes me, guys, that series that was really charged up at Chase Field with the Braves, the D-backs were so close to winning that series and yet blew that last game. Merrill pitched really well on that Friday night. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. The Braves are they can do damage at any time, but Merrill had them pretty under control at Chase Field that night. I think it was like a 3-2 win. So I would love to see that. But you're right, Jimmy B. I mean, these teams are all really good. They all have over 51 wins. The Braves have 60 wins. That place is crazy. Me being from the Southeast, Florida, I spent a lot of time kind of in Atlanta, and that they get going with their chant and everything, and it's kind of a tough place to play, even in the regular season. So hopefully they're up to it, and hopefully we see Merrill somewhere. I know we'll see him on the trip somewhere. It's just a matter of where.
So, Jody, I got to ask you and test your D-backs trivia knowledge here. So we asked ABC 15 sports director Craig Philly yesterday the same question. I got to ask you. So there's 4 D-backs players playing in the All-Star game tonight. Do you know when the last time the D-backs had at least 4 All-Stars playing in the All-Star game? And if so, can you name all of them?
Wow.
If you don't know the year, we can give you the year.
Yeah, we'll give you the year.
Well, I know the year they had 6 or 8 or something. I mean, I was there actually in 2002 at
2 minutes.
Park.
It was 2002.
You're on fire, girl.
Okay. So that was a crazy time, too, because that's the year they ran out of players. And I spent, the latter part of the game sitting in a hallway on the ground, outside the clubhouse, because it was supposed to end, and it went into extras, and it put all the pitchers in danger and all that, and that's kind of where we changed the rules and whatnot for that. But, yeah, I mean, okay, so I got to name them. All right, so...
There's 6.
I should really know. It shouldn't be that hard, right?
That's all right.
Randy and, I'm assuming Randy and Kurt.
That's correct. Yep.
And then I want to say Damian Miller went.
That is correct.
That's 3.
Yes, girl. Yeah.
That's probably the hard one. And then Gonzo, of course.
Yes.
Steve Finley.
No, Steve.
No, Steve Finley.
Philly couldn't even name one, so you're doing way better than Craig Philly.
Yeah, you're way better than Fooey right now.
Come on, that's the 01 team, basically. It's funny because I know Mark Grace wasn't there. Because I saw this list a couple days ago.
All right.
So I guess, I do cover them every day, so I'll give them that. But.
How about Spivey?
Oh, Spivey. Okay.
Yeah.
That was 02. Okay. And then what am I missing? One more? Durazo? No.
Kim. It was Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, Bian Kim. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question though. Yeah, because it seems like okay, this is obvious, and then it's harder to actually name them.
4 out of 6. That's a passing grade.
She did great. Jody, we always thank you for your time. You have a great time enjoying your time off and get ready for the rest of the season of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and drink some tequila.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to tonight now. All right, guys. Thanks for having me. It was great to talk to you.
Thank you, Jody. We'll see you now. Jody Jackson,
Bye.
Bally Sports. Oh, it's great
She's
having
the
her
best.
on. Oh, she's terrific and really knows her stuff, which is why we love having her on the show. And she is brought to you by All City Towing. And All City Towing is continuing to grow, and they have new vehicles that they have already added to their huge fleet, and they need you. That's right. They are looking for great people to be employed at All City Towing. So all you have to do, if you're looking for a new gig that pays well and has really, really terrific benefits, just go to allcitytowing.com and click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com. Click on careers, and then give them your information. They'll get back to you right away because they are looking for quality people to join their team. All you have to do, just go to allcitytowing.com and click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com. All right, quick break. When we come back, it is back in time. Jax has come up with some dandies, so he will have them for you as we continue here. Queen in Desert Ridge. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B and Jax. Fox Sports 910.
This is The Herd.
Attention listeners.
With Colin Cowherd.
This is a really pivotal year for Bill Belichick. And maybe we should all just take a step back and go, what really is he without Tom Brady? He doesn't get along with his quarterback. He just made a defensive coordinator an offensive coordinator, a silly move that's tone deaf to offense. What is he without Tom Brady?
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
It's the wind down in sparkling water. It's the zone out at the spa. The stunning sunsets at dinner. It's the escape you crave, and it's closer than you think. Talking Stick Resort's Summer Playcation Package. Starting at $139 a night with no resort fee for Arizona residents. Exclusive spa specials and $25 in free slot play. Plus, enjoy great deals inside the Talking Stick Entertainment District, including Top Golf, Talking Stick Golf Club, Octane Raceway, and more. Summer Playcation, May 8th to September 15th at Talking Stick Resort. Turn it on.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory is arriving daily. Don't miss your chance for some great deals this summer. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the best selection during the Chevy Summer Drive today.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy. Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
right, everybody, we are at Desert Ridge. They have a great crowd here for lunch. They're serving great food and drinks, including the El Bandito Yankee Tequila, which we will indulge in as soon as this show is over.
Can't do it during?
Because I have to put up with Jax. I'm going to need a shot.
Can't do it during?
No,
Jimmy?
we cannot. No,
that'd be amazing radio.
It might be amazingly bad radio is what it might be. All right, it is indeed time now for On This Day. Jax, what do you got, kid?
Today is Happy National Mojito Day.
Woo-hoo!
Now, I've never had a mojito before.
Okay.
I've heard it's really good. It ranks among nation's favorite cocktails.
Yes.
And is traditionally made of white rum, lime juice, sugar, mint, and sparkling water. Jimmy, have you ever had a mojito?
I have.
Is it good?
I passed out.
So it did its job.
It did do its job.
Also, today is 7-Eleven. Today's July 11th, and it's the National 7-Eleven Day. So at any of the 7-Eleven stores today, they're offering free Slurpees.
If it's free, it's for me.
So to get a free Slurpee, you must download their app. Obviously, every single thing that's free, you got to download the 7-Eleven app. But a random fact, 7-Eleven got its name from its original hours in 1946 when Jimmy was born.
I was probably like about 25 then.
It was open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. They didn't start being open 24 hours until the 1960s.
I remember that.
And you're about to remember this next one too.
Okay.
1989, Bo Jackson and Wade Boggs.
Oh, I can tell you what took place. Poor Rick Russell. He's on the mound, and it's the All-Star game. And Bo Jackson's the first hitter, and the first pitch, he launches it 435 feet straightaway center field for a home run. And then right after that, even though this ball didn't carry as far, Wade Boggs jacks one out of the yard as well.
And that sparked the American League to win 5-3. Bo Jackson won MVP in the All-Star game at the Anaheim Stadium, and President Ronald Reagan sportscast the All-Star game.
He was a guest on the broadcast because he was there. And he was talking, and they were talking about baseball because before he was an actor, he was a sports broadcaster.
Really? I did not know
He
that.
worked at WHO Radio in Des Moines, Iowa. That's where he got his start. And then obviously went to Los Angeles and then ended up obviously acting and then became president. And so he's there in the booth, and they're chatting, and here comes Bo Jackson, and Bo launches this shot, and they're both still chatting, and then all of a sudden, oh, Bo Jackson is – they both went crazy about it. It's a fun call to listen to.
1999, the Diamondbacks defeated the A's 7-4 as Jay Bell hits a grand slam, which wins Guyleen Hoyle. Guyleen Hoyle $1 million. Now, she is the fan who wins the prize for picking the player who would hit a grand slam in the inning in which it was done.
Wow.
Where do I sign up?
Yeah.
$1 million? Now, is that before or after taxes?
Yeah.
After taxes,
No,
probably $600K, but still.
But you still take that.
That's not a bad...
That'll pay for your school.
Oh, that's not a bad investment right there. 2012, Steve Nash, Phoenix Suns finest and legend, was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. And Jimmy, let me tell you, when that trade happened, that big three with Dwight Howard, Kobe, and Steve Nash, I thought they were going to win so many titles.
I can tell you they were playing great, and they were blowing teams out. I was watching a game against the Portland Trailblazers one night. Nash was looking like, again, an MVP-type player, and they were playing sensational basketball. Nash hurts his back, and their season went right in the dumpster.
And you got to remember, too, Dwight Howard was like the best center in the league at the time.
He was at that time.
That was his prime, but didn't work out for Steve Nash. Should have stayed with the Suns.
No, he would have hurt his back again. Then the Suns would have been toast.
That is true. All right, 1914, Babe Ruth debuted in Major League Baseball. How about that?
All right.
Babe Ruth.
I did not call that game. That's like 2 or 3 years before I was born.
And also a fun fact, too, for those out there, big Tim Tebow fans, Tim Tebow is set to become the owner of a minor league hockey team.
What?
Now, this team is located in Lake Tahoe.
I like that. I've skied there many times.
And on Monday, the ECHL decided to
East Coast Hockey League,
Wow, you're good, Jimmy. The 29th team, so not this season, but the following after. And Tebow said, I love that sports can bring people together from all over the world and enjoy the camaraderie, competition, and community impact. So he's done it all. He's done football. He's done some preaching.
Baseball.
I forgot about baseball. Heisman Trophy winner. And
hey, he was way better than Jordan in baseball.
Yeah, he was actually
he wasn't bad. He made it to AAA.
Was it the Rangers that he was affiliated with, or what was the team?
No, the Mets.
The Mets.
Yeah,
that's who it was. And those are your random facts of the. No, excuse me. Back in time.
Yes, back in time.
On this day report from yours truly.
It's interesting when you talk about having hockey in Lake Tahoe. It makes perfect sense. It's one of the best ski resort areas during the wintertime. It's a 45-minute drive if you fly into Reno, straight up the mountain, and then you hit South Lake Tahoe, where all the casinos are and housing and everything. And Heavenly Valley Ski Resort is right there, and it's a great place to go. I used to go all the time. I used to work in San Francisco. Quick story.
Uh-oh.
So I had a townhouse there. And we would go up for the weekend, and then on Saturday night, we'd go to one of the casinos because they would always have a named guest in. So I went and saw B.B. King, who's playing in their showroom. And so I walked in, and they said, hey, man, you're Jimmy B. You get a front row seat. So I'm sitting in the front row. Well, BB was late for the gig because they had a snowstorm, and it's hard to get. They flew into Sacramento up to Tahoe driving. But they finally got there, so they just came out in the clothes that they had on. Problem was, BB was playing with his fly down because he had gone to the bathroom and then jumped on stage, and he forgot to zip his pants.
And you were front row seat.
Front row seat. And so he's playing the song, and they finally break, and one of the ladies got up who was sitting a couple of rows by us and went and told him, and so he turned around, zipped it up. Everybody cheered and applauded.
So if you're driving, don't check now, but check later. See if you're flying.
Always check and see if it's
always see if it's up.
Hour number 1 in the books. Hour 2 is next.
Rock for Right Toyota. Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on righttoyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at righttoyota.com.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
The free iHeartRadio app covers the sports teams you love like no one else. Catch the latest breaking news, plus the upcoming NFL season's just around the corner. And iHeartRadio is your official podcast partner of the NFL. Make the iHeart app your go-to to stay up to date on all things in the sports world. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Your employees keep your company humming. So count on the Hartford Group Benefits Insurance to provide the world-class coverage and customer care that your workforce deserves. From supplemental health benefits and income protection to coverage for life and loss, The Hartford delivers the flexible products to meet life's ever-changing needs. Fuel your company's success with quality benefits from The Hartford. The Bucks got your back. Learn more about group benefits at thehartford.com/benefits.
Introducing new frozen lemonade Starbucks Refreshers beverages. Try one of 3 blends of sweet fruit flavors, real fruit pieces, and lemonade to savor every sip of summer. Order yours in the Starbucks app.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-981-9615. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000.
taxes. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-981-9615 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-981-9615. 800-981-9615. 800-981-9615.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1.
Stand by.
This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
It's going to be one special night for the...
Sorry about that. I don't know why it went dead there for a second. The computer frozen.
The All-Star game in his hometown of Seattle. Carroll will be on the field with his teammate Zach Gallen, who will start on the mound for the NL.
Jax, you've never seen
Guerrero,
the movie in which that song is famous for, right?
Test tonight as they meet the team with the best record in the WNBA.
The tequila song
in Las Vegas. At Wimbledon, Alina Svitolina beat number 1 seed Iga Swiatek.
No, it may have been in Sandlot. I don't remember, but it's not what it's famous for
as well. I'm Frank Kennedy on Fox Sports.
It's Pee-wee's Big Adventure
on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're probably right. It was in Sandlot. I just haven't seen that movie in forever.
Enter it now.
Yeah, ask Jimmy B about.
.com.
This is the Parker and Sons.
I loved it when I was a kid. I just haven't seen it forever. Yeah, ask Jimmy B about Pee-wee's Big Adventure and the tequila song.
Day out there, temperatures getting up to about 110 degrees today. We will see a little bit of cloud cover throughout the afternoon, and then for tonight, those temperatures dipping down into those low 90s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by STEM.
If the weather calls for rain, then the rain calls for mosquitoes. Keep them away with STEM. STEM is powered by active ingredients found in plants to repel mosquitoes safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
You're live.
All right, everybody, we're broadcasting live today. Much better than the alternative. Even in this heat, we're hanging out at the Barrio Queen in Desert Ridge with a great crowd already on hand, and we're having a wonderful time. It also is Taco Tuesday for their special tacos, and it's El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. By the way, Jim Bob Morris, the boss, is going to join us in our next segment. We'll do our Yankee Tequila Pick'em contest. And Jim Bob, by the way, has been on fire. So let's get in then to the top stories. It's all powered by the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. It's your home for Major League Baseball, international and MLS soccer matches, UFC, everything else sports related. And they do have always great food and drink specials. And of course, you can do your wagering right there. It's all at the CAZ Sports Bar and Sports Book. And by the way, it's the home of the Roc and Manuch Lager, and it's brewed by Huss Brewing in Tempe. So check it out for yourself. It's all at Casino Arizona. So tonight is Major League Baseball's All-Star Game, and Diamondbacks' Zach Gallen gets the start on the mound. A great honor for him.
Yeah, 4 D-backs also being represented too. You've got Giardo Perdomo tonight. You've obviously got Corbin Carroll, and you've got
Lourdes Gurriel
as well. But I mean, what a great year. No one thought this was going to happen. No one thought the D-backs would be in a situation where they are right now. Celebrate the tremendous talent. And there was also some other guys like Ketel Marte and Christian Walker that could have been in here too. It just kind of tells you the talent of this Diamondbacks team. But it's always a fun event. I'm excited for it tonight. Like you mentioned, this is my first ever watching of the MLB All-Star Game.
I can't believe
so.
that.
You said this is the best one out of all. Of
is.
It's kind of a low ceiling for the other ones when it comes to the NBA and the NFL and stuff like
and
that.
the NHL.
Yeah, in the NHL. But I'm excited to watch it tonight. It should be a good atmosphere over there in Seattle.
I can't wait. It's going to be a great time, and it's a glorious night in the great Pacific Northwest. Temperature around 73 to 74 degrees, and they'll have the roof open, and that means it is going to be awesome watching that baseball game tonight. And, of course, tomorrow's show, we will have all the updates for you about what took place in the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Okay, so you're like 22, 23?
Yeah. I look like I'm 12, though.
Well, you
23.
do. How come you've never watched a Major League Baseball All-Star Game? That's what I want to know.
So I'm not going to lie, Jimmy. I didn't start getting into baseball until I got this job. So because I'm a broadcaster now, I've got to watch the MLB All-Star Game. Yeah,
that's iffy if you're a broadcaster.
Rookie broadcaster.
That's correct.
Not even broadcaster, but no, I've never been really into baseball that much until this year, and then the Diamondbacks are doing well, and seeing all this stuff on Instagram about the All-Star Game, and watching the home run derby last night's got me excited. It's just something about I know they're trying to switch some like the NFL and the NBA, and whether they should do an All-Star Game or do a Pro Bowl. I think they should keep it every year. It's something that you always brag about. It's something that you always keep on your resume. 13-time Pro Bowl or 20-time All-Star selection, whatever, for LeBron James. But I mean, it's something that you take pride in. It's something that all these talented, out of all the best athletes, the best MLB players, you're selected. It's huge.
I think I agree with that statement. And for me, I always watch the game just because I want to see if somebody's going to go yard off one of the top pitchers. And I mean, I hope that doesn't happen tonight in the first two innings when the Snakes have the starter on the mound. But if somebody cracks a couple out of the yard tonight, that'll even make it that much more interesting. It really will. So you had the home run derby last night, and it was won by Vlad Guerrero Jr. His dad won it about 17 years ago, and now it is the kid. It is the first time a father-son combination has ever won the home run derby.
Yeah, and you could tell he wanted it. It's cool to see those athletes when it's something where it doesn't have a lot of meaning compared to the actual game or the World Series and stuff like that, but to see these competitions and see him put on a performance for the fans especially, and see the passion and emotion that he wanted this because his dad got it. It was cool to see, and Rock got it correct. Vladimir Guerrero won. Yep. I wanted to see Julio Rodriguez, but he got a little too tired there in the second.
My problem was I picked Pete Alonso, and he was gone in the first round. He hit 21 dingers, and if somebody would have said, I'll give you Pete Alonso plus 19, I still would have lost because he was up against Julio Rodriguez, who hit 41. All right, so in basketball, the Summer League continuing. Suns won last night. Have you watched much of the Summer League, or have you just kind of tuned in once in a while to see what the Suns are doing?
I've watched a little bit of it. I watched the Suns game last night, and they won, obviously, because I was watching the game. That's how it works.
Oh, sure.
But, I wanted to see Kamara.
73-70.
100%. I want to see Kamara, a 3-and-D guy. I like the rookie. He's giving a lot of effort there. He'll probably be at the back of the bench, but he's got a lot of veterans to learn from. But for me, I love seeing guys that are either got underdrafted or maybe guys like Nico Manian coming in. He played for the Warriors. He went to Pinnacle High School. Now he's on the Milwaukee Bucks. Seeing those guys get a second chance in the NBA as well is always cool to see. But on top of that, you've got some of the worst teams in basketball that have the best young core that play in the Summer League. So you got the Pistons with James Wiseman on their team.
Yes.
But the team that I've been loving to watch is the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Me too.
And Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
And seeing both Jalen Williams play, because these guys don't have to play, but they want to play because they want to get better. They want to build that chemistry. Josh Giddey not playing for OKC being one. I bring them up, but I bring the second team up as well because they're playing tonight, the Rockets and the Thunder. Jabari Smith Jr., he's been going crazy. 2022, 10th overall pick out of Auburn, 33 points and 38 points against the Pistons. This dude can ball. People don't realize because the Rockets are a team that no one really watches, but now they've got a lot of money. They're bringing in some veteran guys.
That is correct.
Dylan Brooks being one of them.
Yes.
Probably got overpaid, and then you bring in Van Vliet. So there's a lot of potential in him. I'm excited to see the Rockets and the Thunder. Later on this week when it's playoffs, that's when it's best to watch Summer League. If you're just a sports fan, seeing the competitiveness, see who can win it all.
I'm just going to say this about the Oklahoma City Thunder because they did make the playoffs last year, and we saw them up close and personal against the Suns. With Chet Holmgren now being healthy and with the way that team developed last year, Oklahoma City, folks, is going to be trouble.
Yeah.
This is not going – if you look at the Suns' schedule and you see OKC on there, do not automatically put it down as a W because they will indeed ball out. And I just think that this team is going to be so much fun to watch. I think you're also correct about Houston, where they were a dog last year to just about everybody. They're going to be so much more improved and make the Western Conference that much more difficult and that much more interesting, which brings me to the NBA tournament. Whew. Now, where are you on that? I think it's a good idea to keep interest, but I'm getting mixed feelings as I talk to different folks about it.
Yeah, so I get what the NBA wants to do because in December it's a tough time. Besides the Christmas Day games,
right?
It's all football. So I think they want to come up with something where it's competitive during the season. My thing is, if I'm an NBA player, I don't want to play for the NBA Cup. Do I care about the NBA Cup? No, I care about the NBA Finals trophy, the Larry O'Brien trophy.
That's correct.
So I wish if I was the NBA, and I know this idea got turned down, I think it should have either been an automatic playoff bid or it should have been a home court advantage for the playoffs. Or some sort, maybe even like
they had to give them some incentive and just instead of you win the cup.
Or maybe even like a top 4 seed. So let's say, like, for example, let's say the Phoenix Suns win this tournament.
Okay.
And they finish out, but their record's not as good as maybe the Nuggets, Lakers. I'm just throwing out random teams, Jazz, Thunder, right? So that's 4 teams above them.
Okay.
But since they won the tournament, they get a top 4 seed, but they would be placed under the 3 other seeds. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
So the other 3 teams that had a better record would get home court advantage longer because they're obviously the higher seeds. But it would allow the Suns to have an automatic big and at least home court for at least 1 or maybe 2 home or games rounds for the playoffs.
So you're basically saying that it sounds fun and possibly entertaining, but it doesn't offer the players really any incentive. Now, they are going to make $500,000.
That's not bad.
Which is okay. If you're a guy on your first contract, then that's a lot of money. If you're LeBron James, that's like $1 to you and me.
That's a good point. So how this is going to work for folks out there that are now just hearing about this, all 30 teams have been placed in 5 groups. So around November, these are regular season-like games that count as regular season games, but they also count for these like tournament games. It's like a knockout route. So there's 6 groups. 1 team comes out of each of them, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So the group the Suns are in is the Lakers, Grizzlies, Blazers, and Jazz, which is a pretty good group.
That's good.
Especially the Grizzlies getting Marcus Smart. The other group I like on the east side, the Bucks, Heat, Knicks, Wizards, Hornets, especially with the team like the Heat that could get Damian Lillard.
They could.
Kind of scary there. So then after those, I believe it's the 6 top teams play in a bracket style.
Okay.
And then they go to 4, which is played in Las Vegas. And they go to 2, they go to 1. And the winner wins like this NBA Cup. And to describe on the radio, how would you describe that, Jimmy? It's like an in-cave basketball with some lines on the bottom of it.
It's something that I might drink my coffee out of in the morning.
But if you're Chris Paul, never won a title, you could be the first one to win an NBA Cup.
Come on, don't go there with that. That's embarrassing.
If he can't win a Larry O'Brien, he can win the NBA Cup,
You
Jimmy.
can win an NBA Cup. I don't think Chris Paul will ever speak to you ever again.
What's your ring size?
Just because you equated it to that.
What's your ring size, CP3, for that NBA Cup champions ring?
Oh, that's harsh.
Oh,
that is harsh. That really is.
You make a good point, though. $500K for like the rookie is a huge deal. I didn't think about it.
Yeah,
like
or
that.
guys on minimum deals. Absolutely. Yeah. But the big money guys, that's nothing to them. All right, coming up, it is our El Bandito Yankee Tequila Pick'em Contest, where you get a chance to win $25 gift card if you beat the El Bandito Yankee Tequila owner and former K-State Wildcat and Green Bay Packer, Jim Bob Morris. 3 picks for the week. We'll take the 5th caller. That's all coming up next with Jimmy B and Jax on Fox Sports 910.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Thursdays at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. The guys broadcast live from 1 to 5 Valley locations. And tune in at 2:45 for Peaks Picks, your chance to win a Twin Peaks man card. It's Guys Live every Thursday at Twin Peaks.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino, Arizona.
Oh, that was him who called, I guess. Somebody called and I tried to pick up and it dropped before I could answer. So yeah, I'll call him again.
Time you see your friends again. So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at wrighttoyota.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data.
I've been having trouble with that today. It's not picking up at all. Yes.
The roar of our engines.
Because I just tried once and it just went straight to voicemail, so I'm assuming we just got lost.
The pistons that push us, the passions that
Yeah, exactly.
From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
At Lerner & Rowe, we measure our success based on the amount of money we recover for our clients. And we're proud to say that we've collected billions of dollars for them. And no, it didn't take a gazillion years to do it. In the past 5 years alone, Lerner & Rowe has recovered over $1 billion. Millions of dollars recovered every week. We're collecting more money for more people in Arizona than any other law firm. Get the money you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory is arriving daily. Don't miss your chance for some great deals this summer. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the best selection during the Chevy Summer Drive today.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday.
I got him.
CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Yeah. I have the tequila music ready to play underneath.
Got it.
Okay, copy that.
Yep, go ahead. Roll it.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, everybody, we say good afternoon to you. We're hanging out Desert Ridge location for the Barrio Queen, and it is indeed Taco Tuesday, and it is also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B along with Jax today, and the guy who is the man when it comes to El Bandito Yankee Tequila, Jim Bob Morris, is joining us right now. Jim Bob, how are you, pal?
I'm doing great, partner. How's everything going out there? What's the tip? I'm in the middle of Payne Valley Johnny Morris's spectacular golf course. I'm sitting here with a former K-Stater, Mr. Scott Hobus, the executive director of Missouri Golf Association, and he's going to help me with my picks today.
All right, I like that, but I can tell you this. You wouldn't be sitting on the golf course right now if you were in the great desert Southwest. It's 109, and the humidity has moved in.
It's terrible. Stay there, Jim Bob.
Yeah,
stay there.
Well, we are on top of the ridge here, on top of the rock at Johnny Morris's spectacular place here in Branson, Missouri. And I'm sitting here with Scott looking over the course. It is absolutely spectacular. We got a slight breeze. I'd say, what do you think we're at, about 78?
Yeah.
Hey, Manuch, Scotty was a former Kansas State golfer, so you got the whole purple group with you today.
Oh, well, thank God Manuch actually is not here today. So thank God
right.
he didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's Jack sitting in, Manuch off today, so it's Jimmy B and Jack's Jim Bob. So you don't
Hey, Jimmy B.
Yeah, brother.
Did you get my hats I sent you?
No, not yet.
Okay, I sent a bunch of hats out there.
All right. Well, I'll check with Rock on that because I'll see him Thursday.
All right.
That'll work out great. All right. Let's get right to it then. Joe from Phoenix is going to be our caller. He has already made his selections, and he has passed them on to Jax. So what we'll do is we will get your picks, Jim Bob, and then we'll see what Joe did. Before we start, have you won like almost every week? That's how good you have been.
I was telling the guys I'm like 102, and I feel bad. I feel bad for the people. I mean, 100 wins against 2 losses. I mean, that's pretty good.
I'd say so. All right, we'll start with tonight's Major League Baseball All-Star Game. National League versus the American League. The over-under is 7.5. I want both of you guys to chime in on this. Where are you guys headed?
I am definitely going over.
All right.
Over. All right. Well, Joe called in beforehand, and he wanted me to let you know, Jim Bob. He listens every Tuesday, and he said, I do not want to listen to Jim Bob win every single week. I'm going to call in and try to dethrone him. So he's going against you. He's going with the under.
Okay. There you go. Good luck.
There you go.
Bad bet on Joe's part or whatever.
Summer League basketball. I know you're dialed into that. The Houston
watching every second of it.
I know you are. The Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder -5 tonight. Where are you going? Rockets or Thunder -5?
I'm, just for the heck of it, because I watch it every second. I'm going to take the Rockets
and get the 5 points. Okay, let's see.
Take the 5 points.
All right, perfect. Let's see what Joe's got here.
Well, Joe's actually been watching the Summer League, unlike Jim Bob, who's
out
golfing in Missouri.
He is.
He's going Thunder to not only win but cover -5.
Woo! Okay.
Okay, I like this.
All right, Phoenix Suns also play this evening in the Summer League. They're playing the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans are -3. I know you're dialed into this. Where are you going on this wager?
Well, here's the deal. Scott Hobus, like I said, the executive director of Missouri Golf, watches it every minute, too. I'm going to let him call it for me.
Okay.
This is how confident I am in Scott. Give it to him, Scott.
Well, I'm thinking since the heat, in Arizona is like 140, I'm thinking the Suns are going to be hot tonight, and they're going to steamroll them by 20. So I'm going to take the Suns.
All right, perfect. He's down with that. Okay, what's Joe got?
Luckily, they play indoors. They play basketball indoors, which is nice.
That's right.
Joe is going with the Suns as well. He's a hometown Phoenix boy going with the Suns.
Oh, there you go. So those are the selections. Jim Bob, let him fill us in a little bit about that course. If you're having a great time, if I want to get down there, give me a little background on that golf course. Okay.
I'm going to let Scott Hobus. He actually helped Johnny with a lot of stuff, Johnny Morrison. I'm going to let him talk to you. Tell him about the
All right. Hey, Scott.
So this one we're at today is Paynes Valley. It's Tiger Woods' first public golf course he did in America. It's an 18-hole golf. It's a 19-hole golf course. The 19th hole is Johnny designed 130 yards with about 27 waterfalls that you go through and around, and it's an unbelievable golf course. It's fairways are big and wide for people like Jim Bob, so he can won't lose 40 golf balls. And it's a destination. You come here, he's got 5 golf courses that are top of the line, and it's a place that everybody needs to come to play, see, and have a great experience.
My question to you is that 19th hole, it's iconic. Did you hit the green on your first try?
Yeah.
I did personally, yes, but I'm better than Jim Bob.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like a plus. He's like listen, he's a golf pro. He's like a +4, okay? I mean, I hit it on my 10th try.
That's amazing.
I burned through like $80 a golf ball.
Wow. Hey, describe that hole for us. So, because our listeners who may not have heard of the course or anything, I've seen the hole. It is spectacular. Describe it for our listeners.
It's about 130 yards to an island green. The green depth's about 31 yards deep, and it's about 20 yards wide. So it's kind of a little sliver, and it's kind of intimidating with the waterfalls behind it, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
It's surrounded by waterfalls, guys. I'm gonna shoot a picture out to you. It really is that when you come to Branson and you go to Paint Valley or the other courses that Johnny Moore's put together, I mean, it's a destination. Everybody, I'm gonna have a company function out here later this summer. I'm inviting you guys.
So 130 yards, is that a 5-iron for you, Jim Bob? What club did we use there?
I'm using a 3-wood, depends on the
wind. Jim Bob, you are the best. Send the jet for me, and I'll be there, pal. You know that.
I'll tell you what, don't tempt me, baby. I will. And, hey, I'll have my personal chef for El Bandito. And, hey, how's everything going, Mario Queen? You guys keeping those guys entertained?
We got this place was jammed when we got here for lunch. There are still people here enjoying a late afternoon lunch, and the El Bandito Yankee Tequila was flowing. I spoke to one of the bartenders, and they are serving a lot of it.
Well, good. Hey, at 140 degrees, I mean, I would think we're doing a lot of it. Hey, you guys stay cool and stay cool literally, okay? And I will catch up with you next week. And, hey, good luck to Joe. I know we creamed him again.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Hey,
enjoy the rest of your golf. That was great.
130 yards. Jimmy, what are you hitting?
130, I'm probably hitting, depending on where the pin is, it's a 9-iron to maybe an easy 8 for me.
Okay.
At 130. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's probably where I would be on that particular shot.
I'd probably go pitching wedge.
Okay.
I feel like I get a little nervous.
Yeah,
I need to get it there.
You hit it further than me. Yeah,
on the green, but
yeah, you hit it further than me. All right, there you go. A quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive into what in the wide world of sport took place in Chicago yesterday. Northwestern University fires their longtime football coach, Pat Fitzgerald, a former great player, by the way, for that school as well. And this thing is not going to go away anytime soon. Ken, who has covered the Big Ten Conference for over 20 years, is going to be our guest. It's coming up. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
2 games into the Vegas Summer League, and the Suns may have found they have a keeper in Tumani Kamara. The second-round pick averaging 15.5 points and 5.5 rebounds. The team is 1-1. They play the Pelicans today. It's All-Star Game Day in Seattle. Zach Allen will toe the rubber for the National League, who haven't won the Midsummer Classic since 2012. The Mercury call on the Aces in Las Vegas. The Cardinals' James Conner loving what he's seen so far from the team's new offense under coordinator Drew Petzing, and he's predicting a big year for him after a 2022 season, which saw him rush for just 782 yards. I'm Frank Harity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Rob Hunter. I'm excited to learn. So join in by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS.
Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer. Call Introducing new frozen lemonade Starbucks Refreshers beverages. Try one of 3 blends of sweet fruit flavors, real fruit pieces, and lemonade to savor every sip of summer. Order yours in the Starbucks app.
F3 Energy. It is delicious. It's the best drink we've found for energy. Really, it's a mood drink, not just an energy drink. It helps decrease anxiety, promotes endorphins, then increase just a happier well-being. You can find it at f3energy.com or on Amazon for 15% off.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag sexy roof status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Do they owe Damian Lillard to send him where he wants to go?
It's the exact opposite. He owes them something. If he wants out, okay, you want to make a trade? I only want somebody who wants to be there. He don't want to be there. Look for a deal. And I'm going to make the trade that's best for the organization, not best for him.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910. Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back, everybody. It is indeed Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Jack sitting in today for Manuch. So it is Jimmy B and Manuch, and this Northwestern story has legs that just continue to get longer and longer and longer the more that we find out about it. So we decided that we would go to one of the great sources who has covered the Big Ten Conference for over 20 years. His name is Ken Silverstein. He is dialed into everything that is Big Ten, and he joins us right now on the Wright Toyota guest line. Kenny, how are you? It's Jimmy B along with Jax. Let me just pick your brain. Were you stunned when you first saw this report?
Yes, guys, I was, and particularly because it came from a college newspaper. So newspaper editors around the country, let me give you a little hint. Hire those people when they get out of school. Seriously. And I'll tell you what, if I'm an editor of the Chicago Sun-Times or the Chicago Tribune, I'm looking at my beat people for Northwestern and going, guys and gals, why weren't we on top of this? Why were we beaten by a bunch of 18, 19, and 20-year-old kids who barely can shave? So I know I'm kind of getting off course here a little bit, but this is one weird story.
All right. When you saw the breaking news, take us through now what the latest information is, because we know now that Pat Fitzgerald has been fired. He has hired an attorney. And so now what is going to take place for Northwestern?
Well, it looks like he's going to try to sue, and welcome to the world we live in regard to litigation or pending or possible litigation. The thing is shocking because prior to this, he's second in tenure in the Big Ten behind Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. And Ferentz has had his own issues. We're not going to get into those. Those are well documented over the last couple of years. So we'll fast forward to what we're talking about right now. And the reputation was impeccable. The program is overachieved. This was a program just a couple of years ago that won into halftime in downtown Indianapolis, leading almighty Ohio State at half.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for Trey Sermon rushing for over 300 yards, which is now currently an all-time record for Ohio State in rushing yardage, and think of all the great backs that Ohio State's had from Archie Griffin onward, it's a lengthy list. including Zeke Elliott and many others. So, I mean, he had this program considering the limitations academically and otherwise, and to see what has occurred, guys, I got to tell you, it's mind-boggling.
So, Ken, from a standpoint for Northwestern's football team and finding that next coach, because I have a feeling this whole attorney situation is going to take a while. Can Northwestern go out and interview and get other coaches, maybe from like a Bama offensive coordinator in that standpoint, or does it have to be a kind of an in-house candidate, or can they even do that? Because who knows who's going to get fired next, or who's going to stay, who's going to leave?
Well, the latest news coming out just a little bit ago is that they're going to keep all the assistant coaches, the current assistant coaches, through the 23 campaign, because the season begins in September 2nd, technically.
Right.
I think that's their opener.
Yep, 40 days. Roughly. Yep.
Yeah, roughly. So they're stuck. Whether they want to do something, they're stuck. So everyone other than Fitzgerald is going to stay. They're going to end up hiring. Looks like they're going to promote one of the coordinators. Looks like it's going to be defensive coordinator is going to end up getting the gig. The question is going to be, who wants this job? Will it be someone who's currently on staff? My guess is it won't be. They're going to, after the season's over, they're going to clear house completely from A to Z. Then the question is, who's going to take the gig? It has some disadvantages. Evanston's tremendous. They have great facilities. I think a lot of folks don't realize how good their facilities are. They're right on Lake Michigan. They're drop dead gorgeous. They spent tens of millions of dollars just a couple years ago. They have some of the best facilities now. Not only the Big Ten, I would argue they have some of the best facilities in the country. Now, that's a great recruiting tool when you're looking to hire a head coach. The problem is you got to overcome these issues. That's going to hurt recruiting, at least short term. You have the academics. It's the highest academic-oriented school in the conference. They're not going to crater there. They never have and they never will. Evanston as a community is tremendous. You're a hop and a skip from downtown Chicago, so there's a lot going on. So there's a lot of advantages, but you have to overcome this fiasco, and I'm going to be very curious to see come December of this year, early January, which is usually when the coaches are hired, who they're going to zero in on, and better yet, who's going to take the gig.
Were you also surprised that it started with a hazing incident and now apparently has also turned into a racism incident as well?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that stuff was long gone. I mean, maybe I'm living in a time war, but I thought we had grown up as a society, as athletics in general, that this stuff is not. No, I don't care if you think it's fun. It's not fun. And even if you think it's fun, you're dealing with 85 guys on scholarship. You got X amount of walk-ons, so your program has about 100 different personalities. No, not everybody's going to think that this is a bunch of pranks, that this is fun. So I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, it's like 1970s, maybe even further back. So Pat's excuse, and those who are advocating for Pat, that, well, there's no way he would know. No. Well, let's stop here, folks. These coaches they know what's going on, okay? Whether or not they want to admit they know what's going on. They got huge staffs, a lot of support people whose job is to tell them what's going on in the locker room when they're down the hallway in their carpeted offices. So that excuse doesn't fly. It may have flown more than a couple decades ago. It doesn't work today. And the racial stuff compounds it. The school president looks like a bumbling idiot. The AD looks just as bad. And the SID, for those who don't know, is head of PR for the university or any college, whether it's Arizona State, or any other school. That person needs to check he needs to look at his resume, because this thing was botched with the Friday rollout. Guys, they tried to bury this on Friday like they do in news, thinking that, well, maybe through the weekend people might not notice. So then we pop into another week on Monday, meaning yesterday, that this thing will go away. No, everybody, all the suits who are making a lot of money from the president on down, mishandled this thing mightily. And if I were the Board of Regents at Northwestern, I would be very concerned about their new president, who I guess, if my memory serves me correctly, comes from the University of Oregon.
All right, let me follow up with that. The Big Ten now reorganized at least a little bit. Do they have a say in any of this? Could there be penalties from the conference, or do they just stay out of it and let the school handle it?
Wow, that's a great question, whether or not they're going to get involved. You have a new commissioner. Kevin Warren is now running the Chicago Bears after botching his couple years with the Big Ten, with the TV contracts and so forth. We'll leave that alone for the time being. There's a lot going on in this conference. There always is. It's amazing what goes on in this conference. So, and you think the Pac-12 is a mess. Look, the bottom line is I think they're going to stay out of it, Jim, at least in the beginning. You got a new commissioner. I think he's got some other things he's worried about. The NBC TV deal, particularly with the nighttime games, still needs to be buttoned up. So I could be wrong on this, and it's a great question, but I think in the short term, they're going to say to Northwestern, okay, you fired him. Let's see what happens if there is litigation. Let's see if any more comes out. I think if more comes out, then maybe they get involved. But I think if it's cut off of the knees right here and there, my guess is the commission and the conference will stay out of it.
All right, now just let me ask you a football type question then, and give your brain a chance to rest. Is there a lot of talk in the Big Ten about next season with USC and UCLA? What do you hear?
Oh, there's tons. I mean, look, Lincoln Riley's a juggernaut. The quarterback play obviously is tremendous. He's bringing in tons and tons of 5 stars. So if I'm Chip Kelly, even though the program seems to be righted and heading in a little bit of the right direction, it pales in comparison to what USC. USC will come in and will join in no particular order. Well, I guess it is the right order. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. USC then becomes one of the big 3 or 4 on the same level, maybe not defensively at this point. Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator, was a former Buckeye assistant coach at Ohio State. He needs to get it together defensively, but assuming he does, then USC comes in. They become a major player, and UCLA is going to have to compete along with everybody else in what will be the new look Big Ten in 24.
My question to you, Ken, as we wrap this up, going back to Northwestern, September 9th is their first home game. That's 60 days from now. How do you see that environment, the program from 60 days from now playing out? I can't even imagine what it's going to be like for the next 60 days in that program.
Another great question. It's not going to be pretty. I haven't even looked at who they're going to play, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, they're playing UTEP.
UTEP. Yeah, at Ryan Field. That's going to draw a lot of folks. Not. Seriously. And Jimmy and everybody else, if you've never been to Ryan Field, let's just put it this way. It pales in comparison to Tempe and Tucson. I'll leave it at that in regards to facilities. The facilities for the football is tremendous, but the football stadium is, well, it's not very good. We'll leave it at that. So, yeah, it's not going to be good. They're going to have to add extra security. I hope they're smart enough to realize that. And whether it's UTEP or a partridge in a pear tree, whoever the competition, it really doesn't matter. It's that it will be the first home game. It will be obviously on the minds of many folks. We don't know if there's going to be litigation. That also could spur some issues that could be down the road. So, yeah, it's going to be not very pretty, and we'll leave it at that.
All right. Listen, I know it was short notice when I contacted you. Always appreciate you taking time. Great insight, as always, on the Big Ten. Have a great day, partner.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, guys.
There you go. Ken Silverstein, Big Ten.
So real quickly, as we head into break, I spoke to a guy that signed to Northwestern in March.
Okay.
I DM'd him last night. I was like, hey, man, I know you got a lot of messages right now praying for you and all this stuff going on. He just responded back. He said, yeah, it's tough. It's speechless. I don't know what I'm going to do, because he could go to the portal, but it stinks for him because at this point, all the rosters are pretty much set.
They are.
So some of those schools that maybe were recruiting you in your recruiting process and when you signed, they don't want you anymore. So it puts him in a situation where does he stay there and kind of go through, you never know, maybe a Penn State thing going on where they get a probation or whatever, or he's going to have to leave and maybe even go to an FCS level if he wants to play the season.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be real interesting. Once again, thanks to Ken Silverstein for joining us. All right, quick timeout. When we come back, our random fact of the day, and it is presented by your Valley Chevy dealer. Continue to broadcast live here, Barrio Queen, Desert Ridge. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Make the right choice, right Toyota in North Scottsdale. There are so many dealers to choose from, but there's only one that truly cares about the people here in Arizona. Right Toyota is family owned. They are not some huge corporation led by a bunch of bean counters that are all just concerned with the bottom line. The family at Right Toyota invests in the community and local charities. Proceeds from every car sold goes directly back to the people in need. Right Toyota is even dog friendly. If you just want to shop from home, log on to righttoyota.com for their full inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. That's right, the right place, the right selection, the right people. Right Toyota on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong at Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong at Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong.
Delivery's at the door. Can someone please unlock?
It's been an eventful afternoon with a spike in bookings at Claudia's event space.
We'd love to host Mermaid Fest.
She was already planning on having more event planners on hand.
500? That's a lot of tails.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
And now it's time for
Random facts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're back.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley stations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910. The iHeart Radio app.
All right, everybody, we're hanging out here. Desert Ridge is where you can find us, right off the 101 at Tatum Boulevard. It is indeed the Barrio Queen, and it is Taco Tuesday, and also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday, which we will take shots of as soon as we're off the air.
On you?
What?
Are you going to buy it?
I have alligator arms. So from that standpoint, it is now time, as I change the topic quickly, the random fact of the day, and it is brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
All right, so why does every soccer player put their hands on their head?
I don't know.
So we've all seen it before, right? A
Yeah.
soccer player misses a shot,
right?
Or let's say the goalie accidentally or he misses a block on a
Making the
goal,
save?
right?
Okay.
Making the save, yeah. So most players raise their hands and place them on their heads. Why? Psychology. So apparently the universal gesture is to solidify and signify. How in the world did I miss that? Okay. A professor at the University of British Columbia.
Wait. So a professor did
Yes,
this?
did her research. They've
Oh
got
my God.
plenty of time over there in Vancouver.
I guess they
British
do.
Columbia.
Yeah.
Jessica Tracy said, the gesture signifies that you know that you messed up. It tells others, I get it, I'm sorry. Therefore, you don't have to kick me out of the game. Don't kick me out of the group. You don't have to kill me. I know I messed up. So she did all that research, Jimmy, for that.
I can tell you this. When I mess up, I just drop an F-bomb. And everybody knows that I messed up then.
And when Manuch messes up, he blames others.
Oh, he does.
100%.
Yeah, that's it.
Another random fact, Subway has spent $80 million on deli slicers.
Wow.
That's correct. Subway has spent $80 million putting something in its shops that pretty much every other sandwich joint in the world possesses, right? The $80 million price is an all-service of a newly announced line of sandwiches, the Deli Hero sandwiches.
Wow.
Now, let me tell you, every time I go to Subway, they do cut the slices of turkey.
They do
the
right there in
ham
front
and
of
the
you.
salami.
Yeah.
Extremely well.
Yep.
Subway has 20,576 stores in the United States, and that was of last year. And it took literally 9 months to get all of them a deli slicer.
Wow. That's incredible. I like going to Subway.
Jimmy, do you have Amazon Prime?
I do.
Today is Amazon Prime Day.
What does that mean?
It is finally here. So basically,
Wait. What is Amazon Prime Day? Is there football?
I was going to explain,
Oh,
Jimmy.
go
So
right ahead.
basically, Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
you get free shipping, and it's discounts on pretty much all of their items.
Oh, so if you're buying stuff.
Correct.
Oh, the only reason I have Amazon Prime is for football.
Yeah, so that's Amazon Prime Video. Amazon Prime.
Oh, there's a difference?
is for shopping.
What? Wait
so
a
you
minute.
pay the Prime, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy, let me enlighten you. You're a little older. Let me enlighten you. So you pay Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime includes video, but also includes faster shipping and better deals. Amazon Prime together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does, but not to me.
So millions of people
Yeah.
are pretending to work right now while they shop online because Amazon Prime Day has arrived. They made it a 2-day thing, so today and tomorrow, where you can get a bunch of deals. And a poll found that only 5% of the past year's Prime Day shoppers plan to skip it this time, which makes no sense. Maybe because they might have spent a little too much money last year. They don't want to spend as much this year. But the top 4 things that we're buying that are the same as last year on Amazon Prime. The number 1 item, clothes, shoes, other apparel.
Okay.
Second is electronics. Third is household utensils like toilet paper. 4 is your
toilet paper online
on Amazon. Yeah, that same day shipping because people are lazy enough they can't go to the grocery store, so they got to shop it on Amazon. And you got your Amazon basic products, 42%, and then the last one is probably your hobby, leisure, travel products. Maybe that nice neck pillow, or something to keep you maybe in your office, or a picture frame, or something like that. But
see, I understood the deli slicer much better than the Amazon Prime shopping thing, because for me on my TV, I just get football. That's all I cared about. I don't give 2 poops about Amazon unless football game is on. So I'm not in that particular category, but I'm certainly not going to shop for TP online.
You wonder why too? It's in July. I feel like they have a better.
Is it Christmas in July?
That's what I'm saying. Amazon Prime on like Black Friday would be nice. Or
Yeah.
maybe they do that too. Who knows? But our last random fact of the day: 2 states in the United States, Massachusetts and Alaska, still prohibit the sale of alcohol on Election Day while polls are open.
Wait a minute. That's on Election Day? I would thought that would be one of the biggest drinking drinking days of the entire year.
Especially, it's coming up too. It's a stressful day for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, poor Massachusetts and Alaska. Sorry, you guys. You cannot have any alcohol.
Wow.
You can't buy any alcohol on Election Day. So those are your random facts.
Have you ever been to Alaska?
I have not, but I've heard it's beautiful. What's crazy to me, though, is that the summer, the sun's always up.
It is.
In the winter, it's always dark.
It's always too. The Aurora Borealis is spectacular. I will tell you that. I had the pleasure, a long time ago, of course, of working for the network, and they sent me to the Great Alaska Shootout to cover the basketball tournament. I don't even think you were alive then, Jax. And I always took that trip, and it was cold outside, but the basketball was great. And the Great Alaska Shootout attracted at that time great teams like Duke and North Carolina and Michigan. And you name the top teams, Kentucky. They all went and played at the Great Alaska Shootout. And I had a blast. I had a great time doing it. And Anchorage was fun. And it's a fun city to go to. I wouldn't recommend it in the wintertime, but I would definitely go in the summertime, even though their summers are pretty short.
You got a story for everything, Jimmy.
Well,
like everything. Oh, I broadcasted here. I did this or whatever.
Well,
it's awesome. I'm not bashing you for it at all. It's amazing. But back to your college basketball. I love in college basketball, like at the beginning of college basketball season,
yes,
where they do on the military boat, or they'll go to the Bahamas or the Maui.
Hawaii. Yeah,
I love that tradition about college basketball when they play in other locations besides.
I'll just tell young broadcasters like yourself, do not take the cold weather tournaments. Take the warm weather tournaments. It's a hell of a lot nicer. Well, you can go to Maui and surf during the day and then call the game at night. I know that from experience.
You learn something new every day.
There you go. All right. Hey, we're hanging out here. It is indeed a Taco Tuesday
1 minute.
At the Barrio Queen here at Desert Ridge. Great food and drink specials for you. And also, it is indeed El Bandito Tequila Tuesday as well. So the random facts of the day, always brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. That's the Chevy Summer Drive Sale right now. See your Valley Chevy dealers today and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV, or a certified pre-owned vehicle, and you can do it today. Summer's hot. We all know that. The deals are smoking hot. So just go to your Valley Chevy dealers, valleychevydealers.com. All right, now, when we come back, everybody, in our next segment, Jody Jackson is going to join us. D-backs, yeah, and the All-Star Game is coming up. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Jimmy, can we do the new outro for that?
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Have you been charged with a crime you didn't commit? It happens more than you think. When your liberty is on the line, you need an experienced attorney that will aggressively fight for you. Learn a real law.
Rolling. Thank you, sir.
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you. Hey, Meg.
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you. It pays to listen. Open your free iHeartRadio app and listen to this station to be entered to win $5,000. Each day you come back to listen on the iHeartRadio app is another entry. The more you listen, the more chances you have to win. Download the free iHeartRadio app for access to winning like never before.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
When you go to GiveMeTheVin.com, we treat you like a customer, not a number. We pay the most, we pay fast, and we take care of you because you're our customer. And that's why our reviews are awesome.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance is celebrating small business owners with the chance to go to the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas. Nominate yourself or another small business owner for the chance to win a festival flyaway trip for two, including airfare, ground transportation, a 2-night hotel stay, tickets for each night of festival, plus $1,000 in spending cash. One grand prize winner will receive a $15,000 advertising grant for their small business. For official rules and entry information, visit iHeartRadio.com/thehartford.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa.
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
For only the third time in franchise history, a pair of Diamondbacks will start for the National League and an all-star game. Zach Gallen and Corbin Carroll will join Matt Williams and Jay Bell, who did it in 1999, and Luis Gonzalez and Randy Johnson, who did it in 2001. Gallen also the youngest NL starting pitcher since Matt Harvey in 2013. Tonight, the Mercury will battle the Aces in Vegas. They won 17 of the 19 games they played. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says once the current media rights deal is up in 2025, the league will and from 30 to Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Tonight, look for mostly clear skies out there. Temperatures right around 90 degrees. And then for your Wednesday, another hot day out there with temperatures topping out close to 110 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Remember the coin drop at Taco Bell? It's back, but only in the app. No purchase or roundup necessary. Must be a resident of 50 U.S. or D.C., 16 years or older, and registered for a Taco Bell Rewards Program account. For official rules and how to play without purchase or roundup, visit ta.co/coindrop.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Sports 910.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Hanging out Desert Ridge location of the Barrio Queen. That's where we are today. Having a wonderful time, and it is Taco Tuesday here at the Barrio Queen. It is also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. I'll take a bath in it as soon as we're done. That'll knock me out for the rest of the night.
A bath?
Well, you
Jimmy?
know. Look, look, when you've been around me a lot, Jax, I'm a
way too much.
I know that's true. I'm a lightweight, man. I just cannot. I'm like one or two drinks and I'm done. That's it.
That's a little generous. One or two. That's a half a drink.
Yeah. I just can't hold it. It's not that I don't like to. It just doesn't agree with my system.
Save money, though.
Good point. I didn't think of it from that standpoint. Hey, there's Major League Baseball tonight, everybody. It is indeed the All-Star game, and Diamondback players are in it. Zach Gallen will start on the mound. Corbin Carroll will be in the outfield. Jody Jackson from Bally Sports will join us in the next segment, and we'll get into all of that. And, Jax, we are approaching training camp for the National Football League.
Oh, that sounds so. I need football back desperately.
I know that you do.
I know the Arizona Cardinals aren't the hottest topic right now when it comes to the NFL, but any football
is good. Is
good football.
Yeah, it is.
Which leads us to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. What must be the main priority for the Arizona Cardinals as they head into training camp in just 2 weeks? Is it a backup quarterback for McCoy? Colt McCoy, that be. Find a pass rush, find a go-to receiver, or get the offense in sync. Right now, you can vote at Roc and Manuch on Twitter. The leader of the clubhouse, find a pass rush. A lot of finding. Find a backup, find pass rush, find a go-to receiver. Yeah. Second option is get the offense in sync, which I'm interested to talk to Bobby Mack, who will be on 3:30. It came out that Drew Petzing is going to go more run base. When he was in the Browns, they ran the ball more than anybody.
They did.
Obviously, they had Nick Chubb and they had Kareem Hunt at the time too. But I'm interested to see his take. Is it because Kyler Murray is injured they're going to go more running back, or is it because of the lack of personnel on the outside? Are they
Combination of both.
Yeah, are they going to get another running back in free agency because they've got $23 million?
They do.
There's guys like Leonard Fournette. I know not him and Zeke, but again, these are kind of like prove-it deals. Sounds like a lot of prove-it players on this Arizona Cardinals team, so we'll talk to him at 3:30.
It's one of those things for me that this team has so many questions that our show, even though it's 3 hours, it won't be long enough to answer those questions with the Arizona Cardinals. That's just the way that I feel about it. And like what Jack says, just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter, cast your vote. We'll revisit it before we leave you today at 4 o'clock. I'm upset because I hate it when teams just tank. And unfortunately, I know everybody likes to go, well, it's a rebuild. Okay, you've tanked is what you have done. And so from that standpoint, it frustrates me. Now, I would love the fact if the Cardinals come out of the gate and surprise some people. And when Kyler Murray is healthy to play quarterback again, if they're 3-3, I would take that as a maybe even 2-4. I would take that in a heartbeat after 6 games. But I just don't see it, Jax. I just don't.
I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I'm always a skeptic. And the reason why we're in the situation is because of Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes.
So now they've got a new GM in Monty Ossenfort, and we saw what he did with the draft.
He did tremendous.
Getting a draft pick with the Texans. So now it's like, okay, yes, the Cardinals want a tank, so we get 1 and 2. But if the Texans are the worst team in football, let's say the Cardinals are 5 or 6 in the draft, that's perfect. You got 2 picks in the top 5. And I like Jonathan Gannon. We'll see how he is as a coach, but his energy, what we've been hearing about his leadership around the building, they've got young guys in there. They've got guys that want to get to know this team, and they want just a bunch of leaders. And I felt like with Cliff Kingsbury, maybe it's because Gannon isn't going to be a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. He's just the head coach. But it felt like when you were watching games, it was Cliff was animated when he was calling the plays, and when he's not calling the plays, he's on the other side of the field trying to figure out what's going on next because he doesn't know what to call because he calls the same screens, draws, plays,
same plays
over and over again.
Yep.
So it does suck, but I think it's the best thing for this organization to take a bad year, especially with Kyler Murray being gone. But I like where the organization is heading. I love what they did in the draft, and Monty Ossenfort. And I just like where it's going. But it sucks that we're in this position.
Ossenfort gets an A for what he accomplished in the draft. And you're right. It'll be interesting to see what takes place here. I just have this terrible feeling that they're going to be so behind talent-wise on the field. They might be in a couple of games, but eventually the other talent on the other side of the football is going to find a way to win out. I don't expect them to get beat 35-7 every game. That just doesn't happen in the NFL. And I expect them to be competitive in some games. I just don't think they're going to win those games. That's the difference.
So 2 weeks until training camp.
Yep.
Do you think Budda Baker gets a contract by then?
3 minutes.
Or what happens there?
God, I would hope so. I hope that they straighten that out. Look, Budda will show up if he doesn't practice. He doesn't get fined if he's in the building. Mm-hmm. So I just hope they get something done with that. Otherwise, that's just going to be more chaos and another black eye on a team right now that has so many black eyes that their entire body is covered in black eyes.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of finding right now. I mean, the go-to receiver, it's a big year for Hollywood Brown.
Yep.
It's a big year for Rondale Moore, who's been hurt, and we saw some flashes of him 2 years ago.
But that's all we saw was a flash here and there. That's it.
The Vikings game a couple years ago, I remember that one.
That was it.
Greg Dortch is probably your most consistent receiver in that room right now.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
I think Greg Dortch is your most consistent. He wasn't hurt last year.
Yeah, I know. You just said your go-to guy, the most consistent guy, is Greg freaking Dortch.
Who was your 4 receiver last year?
Correct.
Okay, I get what you mean.
There
Jimmy.
you
It took me a while there.
There you go.
The offensive line-wise, you got Paris Johnson Jr. That'll be cool to see him at left guard. Maybe even give DJ Humphries a run for his money. But Zaven Collins at a new position. Isaiah Simmons, again, it stinks because Isaiah Simmons is such a good talent. but you don't know where to put him. You had him in a tough position, whether to get his 5th year or not, where he hasn't done a whole lot because Vance Joseph would never play him.
They moved him
way too many times, and me and Manuch went back and forth on this, and we agreed that he should be a will linebacker.
Yes.
But now they got him listed that one day. Now they got him at backup corner, which is funny that Isaiah Simmons came at Manuch that one day and was like, oh, I'm a cornerback now. But they don't know where to put him because he's all over the field. So they'll just stick him at backup corner. But I agree with you. This team has a lot of holes, and we'll talk to Bobby McManaman. I'm excited to see what he's got.
You got that right. There is NBA basketball tonight. The Suns Summer League team is back in action this evening. They're playing New Orleans. I'll probably, while I'm watching the All-Star game, I'll probably tune in just for a little bit to get a little flavor, see what's going on. Have you locked in on any of the Summer League games at all?
The Rockets, Thunder are teams. I love teams that have veteran guys or those
or second-year players.
Exactly. The younger dudes that want to play and get better, and like Jamari Smith Jr. from the Rockets or Chet Holmgren from the Thunder and the Jalen Williams guys. But I'll tune in every now and then and see highlights. But I think the games that I love watching is the playoffs, seeing the competitiveness. You see everyone play. Besides Victor Wembanyama, he's probably not going to play. He won't play the rest of the Summer League.
They've benched him.
100%, which was smart there. But, I mean, it's good. It's good developmental. It's good to see the stories and see who can come out of it. I think NBA is one of the tougher leagues to make a team, especially with most of these rosters.
There's only 15 guys.
Exactly.
That's it.
They've got 1 or 2 spots, maybe 2 spots filled for all these rosters.
Hey, the Diamondbacks, we all know, lost 6 of their last 10 before the All-Star break. Now they are tied for the National League West. If you look at the standings, the Dodgers are a couple of percentage points in front. So what must Mike Hazen do as the general manager to make sure that they stay contenders until October? Diamondbacks TV host Jody Jackson from Bally Sports is going to be our guest, and she is next. It's Roc and Manuch live from the Barrio Queen, Desert Ridge, Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Seeing a lot of heavy traffic in downtown Phoenix. If you're heading west on I-10 from the 51 there at the mini stack over to 7th Avenue.
Hey, thank you, Jax. I appreciate you.
I-17 from I-10 over to Adams. There's a wreck in Maricopa on Honeycutt and Porter. You can steer clear of that delay by taking White and Parker. I'm Lee Powell, checking the roads.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Night. Open until midnight or later. Wendy's is open until midnight or later, which means all your favorite menu items are up later too. The Baconator still tastes just as juicy and bacony at night, so listen to that craving and turn in for the night at a Wendy's drive-thru. Hours may vary at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result? The perfect fusion of new and old world traditions and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory is arriving daily. Don't miss your chance for some great deals this summer. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the best selection during the Chevy Summer Drive today.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Diamondbacks pitcher Zach Gallen will make his All-Star debut as the starting NL pitcher at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Rookie Corbin Carroll makes a return to his hometown to play in front of his peers. He'll start in left and bat eighth. The All-Star went to high school a dozen miles from the Mariners Stadium, and growing up watching Seattle was a normal family outing for him. WNBA tonight, the Mercury are in Las Vegas. I'm Frank Garrity.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by F3 Energy.
F3 Energy. It is delicious. It's the best drink we've found for energy. Really, it's a mood drink, not just an energy drink. It helps decrease anxiety, promotes endorphins, then increase just a habit. You can find it at F3.com or for 15% off.
Right now, Jody Jackson, Bally Sports, and we always appreciate it when she takes some time with us. And now you have a Diamondback starting pitcher and a Diamondback starting in the outfield. Jody, it's Jimmy B and Jax. How are you today, girl?
I'm good, Jimmy B. Jax, good to be with you. I know it sounds like you guys are having fun out at Barrio Queen with the tequila. And why not celebrate? You know, I mean, I always watch the All-Star game, but it's kind of like I don't really sit down for first pitch. I don't really, but this year's different. This year's exciting. It's going to be fun to see all of our local guys here, our Diamondbacks, being a part of it.
I'm with you 100%. It is the best all-star game of all of the major sports. That still is the case. I'm just curious, what's your thoughts on Zach Gallen, and if you had a chance to talk to him before he left for Seattle, and what his mindset might be for tonight?
I did, and, he kind of knew he was going to start. He kept it under wraps. He talked about that, I noticed yesterday at the press conference that they had at the field, and he was pretty low-key, but you could tell how excited he is. He's kind of had that chip on his shoulder. You guys know he didn't like the fact that he was fifth in the Cy Young voting. He thought he should have been higher. He thought he should have been an All-Star last year. And so he's very grateful. He's humbled by it. And yet he's certainly thankful to finally be here. I think he felt a little bit overlooked, I think, and that maybe works in his favor. He's happy to fly under the radar, but he was most concerned, guys, with kind of what he was going to wear on the red carpet. His mom, I've gotten to know his mom over the years. She's a really cool lady. They're from the same part of, the country that my parents grew up in, South Jersey. And, his mom and his girlfriend, Elise, they were shopping, I guess, helping him shop for the outfit to wear on the red carpet. So that's a big thing. I guess I'll have to look out for that, too. I don't know when that happens exactly. It might be happening now, for all I know. It starts so early, right?
Yeah, I think he's wearing Gucci. Gucci blue. Yeah, okay. I saw the Gucci he was wearing there. But, Jody, I want to go back to last week with the whole thing going on with Corbin Carroll's shoulder. Just kind of take me back to, in the moment, what were you thinking of? And then that next day to see him out there playing. And then what's the latest status on his shoulder for Corbin Carroll?
Well, we were all scared to death. I mean, we thought he was really injured, the way that he was holding the arm. And you're thinking so many things right now. The first thing you think is that's going to be a huge hole for the D-backs. And then you think about him and just his personal journey. Like, is he going to be able to go to this All-Star game now in his hometown? And so, I mean, thankfully everything's okay. And I think what we learned is just, Torey Lovello said it a couple times. He's so in tune with his body. He knows exactly when something doesn't feel right. And it scared him, but apparently it's structurally fine. It was likened to a stinger, I guess, where you kind of feel that kind of doesn't sound great when you talk about the ball of the shoulder hitting a nerve or whatever. But, I mean, he's dealing with it. He was back in there all, the whole weekend against the Pirates. Didn't miss a beat. He did, as you guys saw, he bunted a few times or squared the bunt. But, I think he's he seems to be just fine. And thankfully for the team and for himself personally, and the latest on it is I guess it's good to go. I mean, we'll see what happens. He's batting 8th today, guys. I'm not sure how that'll work out, if he'll get an at-bat or not, or what he'll do. But, hopefully it is still a little bit of rest, at least from swinging. So, if he needs a little rest, which I guess he doesn't really need anything different than what he would normally do, but you still feel like, hey, it's the All-Star break. Everybody gets a little break. So hopefully he'll do that and come back really strong. They have a big road trip coming off the backside here. So it's hopefully he's ready to go.
I'm with you on that. And yes, you're absolutely right about the big road trip coming up. They will start in the Great White North in Toronto against a team in the Blue Jays that is playing solid baseball, but they just happen to be in the American League East, and everybody is over 500 in that division. So it'll be a big series for the home team as well. So my question is, Jody, if indeed the Snakes continue to battle and they hang around the top or second spot in the National League West, what are they going to do then at the trading deadline? Are they going to be buyers in your estimation?
I think they'll be buyers. You're right. I mean, everything does depend on what they do these next couple of weeks. And so you hope that they just play loose, go out and do their thing. I mean, I think if they feel pressure, that's not going to be a good thing for them, the way, they thrive on just going out and playing loose. So hopefully that happens. I think they will be buyers, assuming that goes well. And, I think the biggest problem is that there are a lot of buyers, right? A lot of teams that are surprises and a lot of teams hanging around 500, and you can look at, I think, the biggest names we've heard of for pitching. I think pitching's the focus, and because I think this offense is multi-layered now. They don't go quiet for too long. They have been a little quiet over the last week, but that's not really, what they've done all season. So you don't really bank on that continuing, and you think they could score with small ball and with the running and stealing bases. They could score with homers here and there. So they've got that in pretty good shape. I think it's another starting pitcher. I think it's some bullpen help. Of course, if you could get, I don't know if they need 2 starting pitchers. It depends on how these guys are going to perform. Ryan Nelson took a couple steps forward only to take a step back. So, that happens. He's young. I think they would love to have seen Brandon Pfaadt come up and be pretty good at this level, but he's struggled. So he's back in Reno. So the names you hear are Marcus Stroman of the Cubs, who I've heard he doesn't want to be traded, but, he's having a great season, and the Cubs don't really look like one of those teams that's going to be in it. You hear about the couple of White Sox pitchers in Cease and Giolito. I guess it depends on what you can offer. There's going to be a lot of teams offering. Those are a couple names. I'm sure there's a lot, there's obviously a lot more that maybe aren't as high profile. Stroman's ERA is it's really good. I mean, he's going to, he's the guy that's going to be a free agent, and yet he's going to cost a lot. So it's just going to be interesting to see. I put my faith in Mike Hazen. He's done a pretty nice job over the years when he needed to add some pieces. I mean, most notably JD Martinez, but I'm not sure he could ever top that. That was really pushing the right button there. But I'm sure he can add some depth in the pitching ranks. It's just going to be a matter of who they can get.
Jody Jackson is our guest, Bally Sports pre-post game host for the D-backs.
She does it all.
She does it all.
Yep.
She's a legend and
sells popcorn.
Exactly. My question to you, Jody, the other injury on the block is about Merrill Kelly. He's had a great season so far. What's the latest on him? As the latest update I'm reading right now, he threw a 45-pitch bullpen, I believe, last Thursday. What can you tell us the latest on Merrill Kelly?
Yeah, there was another update right before the break, a 65-pitch sim game. I don't know how that turned out, but that was on Sunday, I believe. So I didn't get an update. Everyone kind of scurried out of there. Everyone kind of has a knack of doing that on All-Star break Sunday right before. So I didn't get the word on that, but I'm assuming it went well. And, it sounds serious, a blood clot, but yet it has happened last year in Kennedy with the travel these guys have, and they kept, amazingly the doctors are able to catch that. So, but even though it sounds quite serious, it's actually something that resolves quicker than most injuries, right? So he should be good to go, and it's just a matter of will it be Toronto, Atlanta, or Cincinnati where he comes back. I don't really know. For some reason, I feel like it might not be Toronto, but Atlanta strikes me, guys, that series that was really charged up at Chase Field with the Braves, the D-backs were so close to winning that series and yet blew that last game. Merrill pitched really well on that Friday night. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. The Braves are they can do damage at any time, but Merrill had them pretty under control at Chase Field that night. I think it was like a 3-2 win. So I would love to see that. But you're right, Jimmy B. I mean, these teams are all really good. They all have over 51 wins. The Braves have 60 wins. That place is crazy. Me being from the Southeast, Florida, I spent a lot of time kind of in Atlanta, and that they get going with their chant and everything, and it's kind of a tough place to play even in the regular season. So hopefully they're up to it, and hopefully we see Merrill somewhere. I know we'll see him on the trip somewhere. It's just a matter of where.
So Jody, I got to ask you and test your D-backs trivia knowledge here. So we asked ABC 15 sports director Craig Philly yesterday the same question. I got to ask you. So there's 4 D-backs players playing in the All-Star game tonight. Do you know when the last time the D-backs had at least 4 All-Stars playing in the All-Star game? And if so, can you name all of them?
Wow. Okay.
If you don't know the year, we can give you the year.
Yeah, we'll give you the year.
Well, I know the year they had 6 or 8 or something. I mean, I was there actually in 2002 at Miller Park.
You're on. It was 2002.
You're on fire, girl.
Okay. So that was a crazy time, too, because that's the year they ran out of players. And I spent, like, the latter part of the game sitting in a hallway on the ground, like, outside the clubhouse, because it was supposed to end. And it went into extras, and it put all the pitchers in danger and all that. And that's kind of, like, where we changed the rules and whatnot for that. But, yeah, I mean, okay, so I got to name them. All right, so
there's 6.
I should really know. This shouldn't be that hard, right?
That's all
Randy
right.
And, I'm assuming Randy and Kurt.
That's correct. Yep.
And then I think I want to say Damian Miller went.
That is correct. Yes, girl. Yeah.
That's probably the hard one. And then Gonzo, of course.
Yes.
Steve Finley.
No, Steve
no
Finley.
Steve Finley.
Philly couldn't even name one, so you're doing way better than Craig Philly.
Yeah, you're way better than Fooey right now.
Come on, that's the 01 team, basically. It's funny because I know Mark Grace wasn't there because I saw this list like a couple days ago. So right. I guess, I do cover them every day, so I'll give them that.
How about Spivey?
Oh, Spivey. Okay. I do.
Yeah.
I think that was 02. Okay. And then what am I missing? One more? Durazo? No.
Kim. It was Kim.
Oh, Bian Kim. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question though. Yeah. Because it seems like, okay, this is obvious, and then it's harder to actually name them. So
4 out of 6. That's a passing grade.
She did great. Jody, we always thank you for your time. You have a great time enjoying your time off and get ready for the rest of the season of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and drink some tequila.
Yeah.
I know. I guess I'll have to tonight now. All right, guys. Thanks for having me. It was great to talk to you.
Thank you, Jody. We'll see you now. Jody
Bye.
Jackson, Bally Sports. Oh, it's great having her on. Oh, she's terrific and really knows her stuff, which is why we love having her on the show. And she is brought to you by All City Towing. And All City Towing is continuing to grow, and they have new vehicles that they have already added to their huge fleet, and they need you. That's right. They are looking for great people to be employed at All City Towing. So all you have to do, if you're looking for a new gig that pays well and has really, really terrific benefits, just go to allcitytowing.com and click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com. Click on careers, and then give them your information. They'll get back to you right away because they are looking for quality people to join their team. All you have to do, just go to allcitytowing.com and click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com. Okay, so what must be the priority for the Arizona Cardinals to get fixed by the end of preseason football? We're going to ask that of Bob McManaman. He is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Major League Baseball All-Star Game has been a decidedly one-way affair of late. The American League holds a 9-game winning streak, and in fact, they've only lost 3 times to the National League since 1997. Today, Zach Gallen of the Diamondbacks will start for the NL with Corbin Carroll batting 8th and left. Also on hand in Seattle, Geraldo Perdomo and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. At Wimbledon, Novak Djokovic is into the semifinals for the 5th straight year as he beat Andrei Rublev in 4 sets. Meanwhile, women's number 1 Iga Swiatek was beaten by Alina Svitolina. The Mercury on the road tonight to match up with the 17-2 Las Vegas Aces. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
Tonight, look for mostly clear skies out there. Temperatures right around 90 degrees. And then for your Wednesday, another hot day out there with temperatures topping out close to 110 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Big O Tires. Before the monsoon season strikes, come to Big O Tires and let the team get your vehicle monsoon ready. The Big O Tires $49.99 monsoon maintenance package includes an oil change, for blades, AC check, and more. Big O Tires, helping you protect your family.
Home Shop. Enjoy the little 15-minute break there.
Global Capital, and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300.
No, I'm not on.
And comparisons.
I don't know who's doing
Arizona
it
licensed
tomorrow.
mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference. Make the Wright Toyota on Franklin Wright Boulevard and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
A small commitment at least 1 day a week helps reduce ground level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Walk to lunch, skip the drive-thru and go inside. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
With every other attorney out there claiming to be the right attorney for you, it's time we look at the facts. Lerner & Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people receive compensation for their injuries. We've recovered billions of dollars, with over $1 billion recovered in the last 5 years alone. We have over 50 attorneys and over 400 legal professionals and their resources to fight for you. The reality is, there's Lerner & Rowe, then there's everybody else. Interact, need a check?
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
F3 Energy. It is delicious. It's the best drink we've found for energy. Really, it's a mood drink, not just an energy drink. It helps decrease anxiety, promotes endorphins that increase just a happier well-being. You can find it at f3energy.com or on Amazon for 15% off.
All right, Bobby's ready.
Taking you inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with the Big Red Report. Each week, Arizona Republic's AZ Central Sports' Bob McManaman joins Roc and Manuch to analyze the Cards and the rest of the NFL. Follow Bob on Twitter at AZBobbyMac. Now, here's Bobby Mack on Fox Sports 910.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We're hanging out here at the Desert Ridge location of the Barrio Queen. It is indeed Taco Tuesday, and it is also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. So folks just came in, just ordered up the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. Nice of them. Had a couple of guys come by, say hi, listening to the show, knew we were here, just walked in and said, hey, I wondered what that Jax kid looked like. He does look like he's 12.
Facts. He did say that, actually, which is funny. I do look like I'm 12 indeed.
Bobby Mack doesn't look like he's 12, but he is a wealth of knowledge, which is why that we love having him on the show. The beat writer for the Arizona Republic, AZ Central Sports. You can always follow him on Twitter, AZ Bobby Mack. Bobby, Jimmy B, and Jax today. How are you, pal?
I'm well. Welcome aboard there, Jack.
Hey, appreciate it. Nice to meet you. How was vacation before we get into this Cardinals talk? Heard you had a lot of El Bandito Yankee tequila while you were on vacation as well.
No, they didn't serve that where I was at, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. All right, so here we are, just a couple of weeks away from camp, Bobby. So your vacation, your vacation essentially will be over, and your life will change forever for the next eight or 9 months. What?
Yeah, it's like being pregnant again.
I don't think I've ever heard it put like that before, but that was classic. What are you looking for right away when the rookies report on the 21st, veterans on the 26th? First preseason game is August 12th. Is there anything that you're going to target in the first week or so?
I'll be watching Kyler Murray, obviously, and where he looks like he's getting around, how much he's moving, how much he's doing, if anything. Expect him to start on the physically unable to perform list, but I'll also be keeping a close eye on Zach Ertz, the tight end, coming off his own ACL surgery. He's much farther ahead in the process. I think he's going to have a huge season this year. And the battle at right tackle, is it Paris Johnson Jr. really going to beat out Kelvin Beachum? That's where they're playing him all off season so far. I don't think they're going to move him to guard. Who's going to be the center? Is Zayvon Collins really going to be in a full-time outside linebacker role in a 4-3, which doesn't even have an OLD, but that's what he's going to play? It's weird. There's a lot to break down with Jonathan Gannon.
I'm with you on that 100%. So when camp opens and you start to target some of your stories, is the Isaiah Simmons story also a big story to you? Or because he's in his last season on the contract, do you just let that one slide a little bit until you find out where he's going to play?
It's a big story for him, no doubt. And usually when a player's in this situation in their last year of a contract after you not signed him to that fifth-year rookie deal, it's usually his last year in town with that team that drafted him. That's usually how it works, and that's probably how it's going to end up here. But he could end up like Hassan Reddick and land squarely on his feet somewhere else. But he's got to prove that he can play whatever this is they're going to have him play. It happens again and again and again with this organization. When they draft a linebacker, they don't know where to play him until it's too late. And it's almost too late for the Cardinals and Isaiah Simmons, but it's a huge year for him. And if, I don't know where he's going to find playing time as a third safety. It's a 4-3 hybrid defense. There's sure you can have 7 DBs sometimes. That can work. The Cardinals have done that in the past. They did it under Bruce Arians a lot. And the defensive coordinator he had, who's now coaching the Tampa Bay Bucks. But I'll believe it when I see it. And if he's really a safety or just some sort of hybrid monster back, which he probably ought to be anyway.
Bob McManaman, Arizona Cardinals beat writer, joins us here on the Right Toyota guest line. And my question to you, Bobby, is it came out that Drew Petzing is going to run the ball a ton more in his new offensive scheme and regimen. Do you expect the Cardinals maybe signing or adding another veteran running back with the amount of cap space they have for training camp? And if so, are there any guys that catch your eye?
There's guys that catch my eye, but don't catch my contract eye. So forget about Dalvin Cook and Leonard Fournette. It's going to be a guy off the scrap heap if it's anybody. I don't really think they think it's that much of a deal unless, that the 4 people behind James Conner absolutely look like dog bleep. And I wouldn't say that because I think there's some potential there, especially with Keontae Ingram, who I really like and want to see being given a chance. But, Corey Clement doesn't do a whole lot for me. Here are the 2 rookies there, or younger players they've added. I think it makes sense to bring another back. Doesn't necessarily have to be a veteran. It could be a 3rd or 4th year guy who's unsigned at the moment. Will it make a difference? Probably not, but it'll help keep James Conner fresh. But give the ball to who the guys you got. I'd like to see James Conner get a boatload of carries, see if he can hold up. If he can't, then you get a guy when you need him.
Bobby Mack is our guest. We're talking Cardinal football here on the All Cardinals Hour. It's always presented by All City Towing. Bobby, I'm real curious then for your take on the offensive line. You referenced it quickly in your opening comments. And dive into that for me a little more, where you talked about Paris Johnson. I take it you're not sold at all on this offensive line the way you see it at the moment.
No, I like it.
Okay.
Jimmy, I do.
Okay.
I'm not against it. I think there's a lot of promise and potential there. It's going to get better. It has to get better, but it's not awful. It won't be ranked high by anybody who does rankings, but who cares about rankings in the preseason? Nobody. It's what you do on the field, and they've got plenty of talent at left tackle, at right guard. There's guys who can play left guard. You got a center and throw hold. If you're going to put him there, just put him there and let the chips fall. And then you got great options at depth at tackle with Beachum and Paris Johnson and Josh Jones. I am not that concerned about it. I think Paris Johnson Jr. has to play. I think he will. And if he plays right tackle, so be it. Then you got Kelvin Beachum, who, bless his heart, played every single game last year. The only one to do that on the offensive line. And maybe you can try him at left guard if you want. Make it a 3-man race there between him and the other guys that are fighting for that spot. Or keep him fresh as a swing tackle in case you need him to spell anybody, or maybe a split time with him and Paris Johnson. I'm not sure, but Paris has to play, and he's most effective as an outside guy who can really contain that edge. And I think the more he plays, the better.
Bobby,
he's good.
Yeah, you always shoot it straight with us, and you've been covering the NFL and the Cardinals for a while. I'm just curious. Is DeAndre Hopkins ever going to get signed? What's going on with DeAndre Hopkins, and is he going to circle around and come back here? I mean, this guy's been on the trade block. He's been released.
Everywhere.
He's been cut for about 6 months now.
Yeah, I think the ship has sailed with the Cardinals and D-Hop. I'd love to have him back. He was a huge asset and a better locker room presence than people assume out there. I don't like the fact he doesn't like to practice. I never liked that, but Kingsbury let him do it, and he kind of suffered the wrath for it in many ways. But yeah, he'll get signed as soon as his price tag comes down. Him and his new agent, they've got to bring that price down, and he can sign with the Bills or the Chiefs in a heartbeat if he just agrees to play with a more incentive-based deal. And if he's going to hold out, he's going to have to wait. He probably doesn't want to go to training camp, which, again, is a mistake in my book. Excuse me. We'll see about that. He'll definitely get signed. He's not going to retire.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But I didn't think he was going to get released either.
Right,
and he did.
Yeah, is this just an ego thing with him, thinking he still should command big time money?
Yeah, there's no reason for him not to. It's just, with what's happened lately, the last couple of years, and a suspension, a PED suspension, and being south of 30 now, or is it north? How do you do that?
That'd be north of 30, yeah.
North of 30 now. The ball's not in his court as firmly as it was when he came to Arizona. He's got to face facts. But look, he's still dynamic. He can still be a game wrecker any single day of the week, regardless of where he signs. Will he do well in Tennessee or New England? Sure. Would he be better in Kansas City or Buffalo? Maybe not get as many catches, but be a difference maker? Yeah. What's he want? Money or a Super Bowl ring? He said he wants to be a champion. Go to Kansas City or Buffalo. You'll get your dream.
There you go. That's perfectly stated. You're right about that. They both those teams have a great shot. Before I let you go, NFC West, okay? We know Seattle's going to be improved. We know what's going to take place with the San Francisco 49ers, especially if Brock Purdy with Brock Purdy being and being the QB, and the Rams are going to be improved as well. Look, I think everybody has penciled in the Cardinals as the bottom team in that division. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to pick your brain just a little bit. Do the 49ers dominate, or are Seattle and Los Angeles still contenders with them?
I don't think the Rams are as much contenders as some might think. I think they really have some issues. I think I'd watch out for Seattle over them. But look, You can't win in this league without quarterback play. And if Purdy's not ready, or he's proves to be that last year was a fluke and he's not that same cat, they're not going to be that good. Trey Lance, I don't know what to make of that guy. I think they're in the same quandary that they were before they picked Brock Purdy. I'm glad that they did, and I'm glad for his sake. Local kid, that's good. It's great. It was a great story, but there's no guarantee that story's going to play out in a fairy tale way. So I wouldn't be putting money on the 49ers. I'm not saying they're not good or potentially can be great, but I need to see much, much more. Coming off a significant arm injury by the last pick in the draft, I'm not going to throw any money at that. Not that I would. I got my doubts.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, brother. It's always good when we catch up with you. You have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
There you go. Bobby Mack, our guest here. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B along with Jax today on Fox Sports 910. And it is always a follow of Bobby Mack at the Arizona Republic and AZ Central Sports. And you can get him on Twitter at AZ Bobby Mack. Great information on everything about the Cardinals and also in the NFC West. All right, a quick timeout. And when we come back, it's our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Is the herd. Attention listeners with Colin Cowherd.
Yeah. This is a really pivotal year for Bill Belichick.
It is.
I'll just take a step back.
A piece of audio from Rob Thompson, who is the National League manager tonight, talking about why he chose Zach Gallen to start.
Offense. What is he without Tom Brady?
This is the herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is a street closure due to a hazmat spill in Tempe, 5th Street between Mill Avenue and Forest Avenue. Your alternate there is University. Also slow traffic 17 northbound between the 10 transition ramp, this is the westbound 10, and Adams. 10 westbound also slow between 51 and 7th Avenue. That's traffic.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers. Summer's a great time to get a new Toyota. Choose from best-selling models. Toyotas like Camry, Corolla, Highlander, RAV4, Tundra, Tacoma, and more. Visit any one of the 10 Valley Toyota dealers or valleytoyotadealers.com today. Toyota, let's go places.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory is arriving daily. Don't miss your chance for some great deals this summer. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the best selection during the Chevy Summer Drive today.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
We got together once the original roster was put out before they put in before guys backed out and they put in new pitchers. And we just looked at the numbers, and Zach's numbers just came out off the page for us. 11-3 record, almost a 3 ERA. OPS against is 610. The numbers are incredible. So he's had a great year. Let's keep him healthy and keep your life.
That is Rob Thompson. He is the manager for the National League tonight, and the reason why he chose Arizona Diamondback Zach Gallen to start this evening's game. That is our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Interact, need a check, just call 602-977-1900. You can always go to lernerandrowe.com, and you'll get a free consultation as well. One call, that's all, 602-977-1900. Now, let's get to what's on tap.
Well, of course, the MLB All-Star Game. First pitch is at 6 p.m. on Fox. Also, Suns Pelicans at 5 p.m. on ESPN2 for a little Summer League action as well. That is what's on tap, which is brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company. Now available at the Tavern Grill in Scottsdale, 88th Street in East Via Linda. Arena Sports Grill on Bell and 62nd Street. Upper Crust, Cave Creek Road in the 101 next to the Costco. And in the CAZ Sports Bar and Casino, Arizona, try it for yourself. That's the Roc and Manuch should be with Jimmy B Lager by Huss Brewing Company.
Their pictures are on it, not mine. So I told you, I'm the lightweight. But I have tasted it. It is a very good beer. So if you haven't tried it, give it a sample. You know, it's interesting as we get ready to close out the show. I'm going to watch Zach Gallen tonight. I'm going to watch Corbin Carroll, see what he does. But I want to see also if Gurriel or Perdomo get into the game later on when they start making substitutions.
Yeah, I'm real interested to see how much Carroll plays.
Okay.
If he hits the ball, if he's more in the outfield and maybe takes it off less, maybe he gets a DH or a substitute in the lineup for when they're batting. But I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. It was packed last night at Seattle, and I'm excited to see how it is tonight. It's always cool to celebrate all these young talents in the MLB. Maybe we'll see Ohtani get a couple home runs. That'd be awesome.
That would be great if that happened. The All-Star Game in Major League Baseball continues to be the best by far because everything has changed. National Football League doesn't even do it anymore. Now it's a flag football game. The NBA does an all-star game. It's fun to go to, especially maybe the last 5 minutes when the guys actually play. But you see a lot of dunks and a lot of acrobatic stuff, and that's fine. But the NHL all-star game, not a lot of defense. They're not going to hit, and so there's some great skating. And there's always a lot of goals scored. So if you like to see that, then you're okay. But the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, pitchers like what you just said, you'd like to see Ohtani go yard. Well, I can tell you right now, Zach Gallen, he didn't want to see that. He's going to try to throw 98, 99 and blow it by him. I mean, this means something to the players. And it's totally different than the other three major sports. But it's one of those things where it still doesn't have the same cachet as what it used to. But at least the guys that are there all want to be there, and that's half the battle right there.
Well, it's tough, too, for the other sports because those sports, obviously, when you play them, injuries are prone. And in MLB, there's not a whole lot of contact unless, thrown maybe an intentional walk or you get hit with the baseball or something like that. But, no, I'm excited. I love competition, especially at the highest level, getting all the best MLB players together. And whoever wins, don't they get like a big fat check or something, and a little $50,000, $100,000 or something like that. So, but I wanted to talk about this. We talked about it a little earlier, Jimmy. I want to hear your thoughts about this whole PGA Tour Live merger with the Senate going on.
I don't like the way it was done. I understand the reasoning why it was done because the PGA Tour was going to go broke. because of all the attorney fees and everything that was associated with the lawsuits against LIV. And the PGA Tour has about $1.5 billion in their account, while the LIV budget is like over $600 billion. It's not even close. I get why Monahan was forced into doing it. What stinks is that he never informed the players, never went to anybody else with what he was hoping to do to try to make this thing work. And now that it is out in the open, players are upset about it. Fans are upset about it. And guys on the LIV Tour are like, okay, wait, we're just going to play and make all our money from Saudi Arabia and screw you guys.
When we were at the break, I read you this development of one of the LIV golf proposals, and your jaw dropped. So the governor of the PIF, Yasir Al-Ramoun, I think is how you close. Same. I don't even care to know his name, to be honest. One of the proposals is that he will receive membership to Augusta National, and your jaw drops.
It did. I don't understand why they would do that. Why would you incorporate something into that when that is a private club? And so apparently Jay Monahan, that was one of the negotiating things, because he wanted to be involved with everybody who's super rich and super cool. And those are the people that are at Augusta. I was disappointed.
I just hope Yasir, I hope he's a fan of golf. I hope he's a lover of golf, and he doesn't take it over to, because my biggest worry is that Saudi Arabia is going to take over the whole game of golf.
They tried
and
to.
they're going to run it, and they're going to have international teams. And it's going to be a disaster. Leave golf where it's at. I don't like the team environment with LIV Golf.
I'm not a big fan of it either. So we'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out.
Hey, Greg Norman, get the hell out of the way. We don't want you. Oh, can't stand that guy. Sorry, Jimmy.
That's all right. You can interrupt anytime if you're bashing Greg Norman. I can tell you that right now. Hey, tomorrow we're going to be in the world-class iHeartRadio studios, and we will have a full show for you again from 1 until 4 tomorrow. Make sure that you lock and load with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
We're going to have Bob Nightingale, Gerald Bourget, and Kevin Guy on tomorrow's show.
It's going to be a lot of fun, everybody. Thank you to the Barrio Queen. We appreciate you here in Desert Ridge, and we will see you tomorrow.
Valley Traffic from the